It'll be Vivica Fox as the mother because you know she's in all those Lifetime movies. Right. It'll be Vivica Fox.
Idris Elba playing James.
No, it ain't gonna be Idris Elba, bro. He ain't gonna be. It ain't gonna be him. No, but bro, it's so unfortunate because yet again, another athlete, and God knows what he had to go through to get there. That's what I'm disappointed about is that this thing impacted so many lives because it's not just about JPJ, right? But what about the kids that looked up to him that said, if he did it, I can do it, right? Yeah. What about the kid in his situation that looked up to him that said, if he did it, I can do it? You'll never be a man if you don't see a man. You'll never get to that status. And it's unfortunate because a lot of these kids look up to these players. And this is a rags to riches story that really could have helped a lot of people. But now he's just another statistic. And it is unfortunate because he had the world at his fingers. But the problem is, if you don't change the inside, it doesn't matter what your external situations are, right? As the old saying that says, you can take him out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of him. And look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the hood. I know folks from the hood. My folks are from the hood. I get it.
And you better not say nothing bad about the hood. I grew up in the hood.
I'm never going to say nothing bad about the hood, man. I'm from Mobile Homes in Montgomery, Alabama. It don't get no more hood than that.
And where he got arrested from, out that street, about 4 streets down, is where I was born, West 54th Street. He got arrested on West 50 on Northwest 66th Street.
Let me tell you something, Fandemic. My grandmama had spam on a regular basis. Okay, so I know. Wait, what did they call that? Potted meat? Was that potted meat?
Yeah, potted. Yeah. Well, no. They called it was like some Vienna sausages. They called potted meat. Yeah,
I think potted meat going way back before that. Anyway,
but man.
The bottom line is, if you don't get certain negative influence, you can't wait until you get there to change. Is my point. You can't wait until you get there to change, right? If you're trying to be something, if you're trying to achieve something, the change has to take place within before you get there, because the devil never comes when you're prepared. He never does.
Right.
Look, some things we're promised. Number one, believe it or not, it's going to be some ups and downs. It rains on the just and the unjust alike. And the difference is who you got with you when that day comes, because it is coming. Okay. I went into a Planet Smoothie.
I'll be right back.
4 or 5 years ago. Right? 4 or 5 years ago, Fandemic. And my mom was alive at the time. I miss you, Mama. And she loved to eat smoothies. She was just going through this phase where she wanted smoothies every day. So every day I would go in there and I would get a cup holder, right? Because my mama, my wife, my daughters, like everybody. So there's 4 or 5 smoothies. I can't carry that out of my hand, right?
Right.
So on this day, I walk in there, and this young lady says to me, I say, hey, how you doing? I want this. And she had a bad attitude right out the gate. Fine. I said, ma'am, I'd like this in a cup holder. And she's like, we don't have, no. What did she say? She said, I don't know what she said. I said, ma'am, no, she said, we don't do cup holders anymore. I said, ma'am, I just came in here yesterday.
Right.
So there's another young lady who gives me a cup holder, puts it in there, right? No. It gets so much better than this, right? It really does. It was a whole thing.
Right.
So the other young lady gives me the cup holders. As I'm about to grab them, the manager takes them out of the cup holder and puts them in the bag and says, cup holders are for customers with 3 or more smoothies. I said, ma'am, these smoothies, I need a cup holder. And I'm not leaving here until I get one. You're not going to take it from me. You're not going to do it.
Wow.
This lady proceeds to cuss me out. Now, what she didn't is when she started cussing, I pulled out my phone. I started recording. She was like, "Oh, you gonna record me? F you, mother F
Wow.
Oh, she went in. But you know your boy T Will. Now I didn't
Right.
her. I didn't fight her.
Right.
She's a high school student. I'm in my 40s at this time, I think. But I did release it on Facebook.
Right.
And I did release it on Planet Smoothie site. I got like over 5,000 people. No, that video was seen like over 100,000 times.
Right.
And so then some people started calling me.
Oh,
and
wow.
Planet Smoothie called me and they were like, "Oh, okay, well, what?" And I told them. And I was like, "Here's the video." And they begged me. And then and I think this one was privately owned. No, it was. I don't know if because there's some that you can privately own and then they're franchise.
Right. That's right.
But she called me. She was like, "Can you take it down?" And I was like, "Ma'am, I called the manager. I didn't get a call back."
Right.
I sent her the video. I didn't get a call back. So you're going to whatever. But the whole point was she got fired, but she got bullied a lot. She got backlash from that.
Oh, wow.
And then her family reached out to me and said, "Why would you post this video?" And I said, "Why would you raise a daughter like this?"
Right. Wow.
It's funny how people are when you put a little. Why would you put? I said, "Ma'am, are you not going to deal with the fact that your daughter cussed out a grown man?"
Right.
Your daughter cursed out. I mean, cursed me out.
Right.
Cursed out a grown man.
Lack of accountability.
You get what I'm saying? But the point is, on that day, she had a choice. Right? Clearly, she was not having a good day.
Right.
She could have easily just been like, "Okay, you got it." At any point, she could have apologized, and I would have been like, "Okay," but she chose, you know what? I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
Even if real goes wrong.
And 10 toes down.
She got fired.
Wow.
She got so much backlash, all because she chose to crash out. Sometimes, and I understand being upset. I understand being angry. I do.
Right.
But sometimes you can do the right thing to the wrong person.
Exactly.
Or the wrong thing to the right person and it blow up.
Right. Exactly.
You got a choice in life. And look I wake up every day. I got certain goals for myself that I'm trying to get to. I may get there. I may not. But I don't have time to worry about small stuff.
Right.
Jump across. This is a female. What I look like fighting a female? I'm not going to jump across the counter and be like, "Oh, well, she wouldn't give me my cup holder, so I had to be real."
Yeah,
I'm because I didn't get a damn cup. You get what I'm saying? But
exactly.
You want to know? I don't want to cut you off. You want to know what's even sadder here?
What's that?
So I just got sent a video. James Pearce's mom spoke at the NFL honors.
Oh wow! Oh my God!
And she said, and the video's out there, that she said she's proud of the man that James has become. James has a heart of gold and a deep love for family and friends.
Right.
Less than 48 hours later, he's behind bars.
And that ain't nobody but the devil.
Wow.
I'm telling you, that is nobody but the devil coming to take. That's all that was. And I'm telling you, the devil waits until the optimum moment to strike.
Look,
he had 6
and it's funny you said that.
6 hours on a flight from San Francisco to Miami to think about this.
Oh, for sure.
After the NFL honors, after speaking to his mom and the family, that's what he does.
Well, I tell you, and that brings to light what you was talking about how Satan works, right? I studied today, dealt with Job and how the Israelites could have learned from Job being tested, right? Or whether or not his faithfulness to Jehovah God was, is it because he was blessed, or is he earnestly believing that Jehovah God is our creator?
Yeah.
Right. And so he was tested. And this is the same thing
that whole thing started because God and the devil were having a conversation. Remember?
Exactly.
They sitting out there hanging out, and the devil says, "Your servant Job, he's only good to you because he's so blessed.
There
he's
it
only
is.
good to you because he's so rich. If you take away everything, he won't serve you." And God says to him, "Job is perfect." Right. Sometimes when you see somebody go through something, it may not be a bad thing. They could be being tested. Because God, to your point, Cowboy, God took away everything from him, didn't he?
Everything.
What did he take away?
Even his health.
Took away his wife,
his kids,
took away his health, took away
everything.
Right. And his wife kept telling him, "Why don't you just curse God?"
Right.
Like some of y'all out there who, well, it just don't seem to get, I go here for this job. I can't get this interview. This happened. This person died. This happened. And you're mad with God. And sometimes God can be setting you up for a comeback.
Right.
Sometimes God got to get you by yourself because he has to get you ready. Right.
Right. Exactly.
Pearce had all that talent, but he wasn't ready, was he?
He wasn't ready.
He was not ready.
It was like Jack just said. If he was ready, that long flight, whether he flew down or he drove down, he had all that time for what was about to happen to go over in his head. If he was ready, right?
What he should have been doing is praying.
Yeah.
And again, this is for the believers out there. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but this is how I deal with stuff. So it is what it is. He should have been praying, right? This reminds me of Samson and Delilah. And for those of you who do not know the story of Samson and Delilah, Samson was what's called a judge in the Bible. And the judges were basically in this period of time in the Bible. God's people they'd be all right for about 20 years, and then they start tripping. They start worshiping other gods. They start doing all the stuff that
all kind of other stuff,
and they would be delivered into captivity under somebody. And then God would send a judge to rescue them. So Samson was set aside to be one of the judges. And Samson had a couple things he had to do. Number one, he couldn't eat anything that was dead or some ritual. He couldn't cut his hair. He couldn't date a Philistine, and something else. Samson did whatever he wanted to do except cut his hair, right? And it says in the good book that Samson told his parents that he wanted to marry a woman that was a Philistine, and it was God's will.
Right.
In the text, it says it was God's will. And some of y'all be like, well, wait a minute. If it's God's will, isn't this the same God that told them not to date with Philistines? It is his thoughts, not our thoughts.
Right.
We don't understand his thinking. But anyway, it says it was his will. So Samson, very quickly, Samson courts the lady from Timnah, the first girl, agrees to marry her. Back then, as such, he was, I guess, the Philistines that he knew, he gave them a riddle or something. Again, this is back in biblical times. They didn't have TVs. This is all they got to do. So he gave them a riddle and he said, hey, if you can guess it, I'll give you so many sheep or so many clothes or whatever it was.
Right.
So they pressured the girl from Timnah and her dad, threatening them to kill them if they didn't give the answer. They got the answer. And Samson was so gangster, he went and beat up about 30 different Philistines and gave them their clothes, which if you think about it, is gangster. But anyway,
good.
While he's on this journey, he comes across a lion. He rips this giant's head open with his bare hands, just to let you know how strong Samson is. Anyway, after all of this, Samson gets back, and for whatever reason, because these guys were so offended because of whatever he did, they have taken the girl from Timnah, and she has married his best friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Now think about that, Chuck. Somebody marry your best friend. This is your woman, your wife. You love her. You love her dirty draws. And you get to the wedding, and you find out that she has married your best man. Samson goes off. Samson kidnaps about 400 foxes. I don't know how he did it. Whatever. Sets them on fire. kills all these crops, goes on a killing spree for about 20 years, killing Philistines left and right. And maybe that was God's will, because maybe God just didn't like the Philistines, okay?
Right.
And he knew what steps were going to do. Anyway, point of it is 20 years later, he meets Delilah. But he never dealt with the hurt that he had from the woman from Timnah.
Yeah.
Now, what's important about this is Samson knew Delilah wanted to kill him. He knew this, but she knew how to talk to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh,
right.
Samson, you so strong. Baby, you want something to eat. Oh, she just made him feel like a man. And he's been out killing folks for 20 years. He didn't want to lose that.
Yeah.
But the problem was he never got over the woman from Timnah. So the next thing that he saw that looked like love, he said, I'm not letting this go no matter what. I don't care. She is trying to kill me. I'm not letting this go. And that's what led to his downfall.
Yeah.
Fast forward, right, to JPJ. She was his Delilah. I'm not letting her go. Oh, no. That's my whole thing.
Right. And some of you guys in chat, y'all might be thinking like, how this applies to JPJ is exactly what he's going through, right? Like Jack just said, he couldn't deal with that hurt, right? And the thing is, men do respond different emotionally than women do, right? So when men respond, and a lot of times men hold back their hurt, right? They hold it back. They don't lash out like women. The women are quick to respond to being hurt. Yeah. Men will hold it in for months on end, and then when it comes out, it comes out in a way like the world is on fire, like everything is about to, about to fall apart. So, and that's essentially what happened with Jane P. J. Because the tweet that she puts out about her being single. I'm talking about Rashida Jackson. Rakia Jackson. I said Rashida. I'm sorry, I do apologize. But when she put out that tweet of her being single, she probably hadn't told JPJ what was going on. So JPJ probably read that tweet and was like, wait a minute, what's she talking about when she's single?
Right.
So if he had never dealt with that before, he probably responded the same way and couldn't deal with that hurt. And the only way he knew to respond was to go down there and be just as violent as he can get. Because when they finally picked him up off that ground, JPJ off that ground, he looked like he had a sigh of relief on his face because he was significantly hurt. But when they picked him up off that ground, it was a bland look. It was like he was at football practice, right? When he was in his element, in his zone where he likes to be. But when they picked him up off that ground in handcuffs, he had this look on his face. You know how most of the time you see an arrest, most of these guys, they had this look of anger on their face. Like, what are you doing this to me for? Well, he had this look like he was at peace. I don't know why, but if you guys will go back and look at the video, he looked at peace. Now, I don't know why there was the yellow caution tape. I don't know why that was all the way around. Like it might have been a standoff or something. I didn't think it was, but the caution tape was up. So I'm wondering did he actually beat this girl?
I'm guessing for that scene of the crime where he crashed the car, the police having the gun drawn, and they had to rope it off just to do like a full investigation. That would be my detective work behind the scenes of it.
So they might not have had it.
Even
her nose is broken. Her nose is broken.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
her nose is broken. We don't know how, but her nose is broken, and that in and of itself is at least 8 years.
Well, I'd love to see what definitely transpired between this when I see that report, but also, it doesn't mean anything, but he did have about a good $500,000 worth of jewelry around his neck too as well. So it's like, man, what are you doing? Like, go home.
Yeah.
Like, just see what you said it earlier. Sometimes you win by just walking away.
Just walk away, brother.
Just walk away and win. Like, you don't know this. You had so many opportunities, especially on that plane.
Yeah. And the thing was, the team was actually starting to
the Lamborghini truck. Or where was the Lamborghini truck? Did you live in Florida? Like, wow. How did you just get the Lamborghini truck? Like, so many things. It's like, bro, you had the opportunity to just walk away, dog.
Yeah.
You know,
and even when he first came to camp, a lot of the teammates, they actually didn't gel immediately with James Pierce Jr. They said a lot of times he would come into the locker room, somebody's radio will be on Bluetooth and be playing. And when he comes in, he takes it over. He turns off whoever it is and put his on. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, a lot of the teammates didn't really draw to him until the start of the season, until they start seeing him perform. Then he started, talking to people. And even then, he really didn't have people to hang out with. Like when you saw Michael Penix and Kyle Pitts hanging out, you didn't see James hanging out with nobody. He was that lonely guy because nobody wanted to. I'm thinking he was a hothead probably, or a bully type, but the way he carried himself, a lot of people now looking back at other things that happened even in his past, I'm like, oh, okay. And that's like I commented a second ago, like now the I told you so are gonna come out. Right.
Well, even for a player that's similar to him with his situation, of course, made an impact on the field and did some ridiculous stuff off the field that comes to mind. Y'all remember Greg Hardy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Greg Hardy had a similar situation like when he pushed the girl on the bed and had the guns on the bed and all that type of stuff, and got involved with, had a lot of police problems off the field, and then he definitely didn't end up back in Carolina. Ended up playing with the Cowboys a couple years later, which, well, I was telling you in the call, T-Well, I'm sure Jerry Jones sitting there like, oh, wait till James Pierce is available. But we'll get him down here in Dallas.
Yeah. Jack, I just don't know if we live in that world anymore, brother. It's unfortunate, but I do not see him coming back from this. And it is unfortunate because this was so avoidable.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you are not aligned with where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you are distracted by things that are not as important, because right now it is everything to him. But let 10 years go by, he's not going to be thinking about her.
He sure won't.
She's not going to be thinking about him, but he still has to deal with the consequences of his actions.
He's going to be thinking about how this could have went differently. I know that. And with the amount of money that's being invested into these players now, you can be sure that the NFL now is going to say, okay, we need to start addressing this a little more. But after the Ray Rice situation happened, they were like, okay, they're going to be mandatory domestic violence course classes. So many hours you got to spend into it. They're going to take this thing probably to another step. Where if something like this happens, you're immediately out of the league, that type of thing. Now, this is different from what Aaron Hernandez and Ray Caruth went through. This is different. This is not a murder charge. This is something that you can actually bounce back from, right? And it all depends on how the league looks at it. But if you plan on staying into the league, or the league allows you to come back into the league, it's going to be some complications, some stipulations added to your contract or something. You won't. And like you said, well, I would be surprised if he's able to come back because of the seriousness of it. Because it's
to a WNBA player.
Yeah, and I mean the fact that he took his van, almost $200,000 vehicle, and rammed it consistently, and not once but twice, and then you hear the police officer like, okay, no, there's probably, and you probably want to get a bond.
And for Arthur Blank too as well, he does not look at Arthur Blank at his age right now. He does not want to have any negative attention towards these Atlanta Falcons already than what we've been dealing with the past 8 years on the field. Now he got to wake up tomorrow morning and go through this, dealing with this situation. Everybody in that front office, Matt Ryan, for the first month of Matt Ryan, a real crucial, critical decision has to be made for this young man. And it's just sad. It's just sad. He has a lot of time left in his career to get some healing in.
Yeah,
but it most likely won't be here in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I don't think he comes back from it. I just
he may not.
We do in 2026. Okay, you can get canceled for stuff you say. Okay, let's be real. You can get canceled for stuff you say. This man went on a Grand Theft Auto barrage today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know what's funny?
Pretty much.
What's weird? Shamar, what's that guy's name from Cincinnati? The one that tried to hold out on his contract, the rookie, Stewart, the one from Texas A&M. There was something in his contract that said if he got into any trouble or if anything happened, his whole contract, his pay was voided.
Yeah.
So I can see, and this could hurt the Falcons in a way where Arthur Blank might have to look at it and say, man, these new players coming in, if they have any off the field issues or any problems, we might have to look into something like that too as well, where we're not going to be paying these guys no $40-50 million. And then week 3, week 4, these guys get into some problems off the field, and then we're still paying these guys. I can see Arthur Blank stepping up and saying, I don't want to do this type of stuff. Like, he's running the corner on his age right now. He is not trying to have these off the field issues. This is disappointing for Arthur Blank, and he's gonna wake up tomorrow not too happy on Super Bowl Sunday, knowing that his star player on the defense is going through something like this, and he has to make a decision that he hasn't made in almost. When was Prince Shembo gone? 2017, 2013? Hagman was 2017. Shembo was
you got to go all the way back further than that, because remember he had to deal. Well, Michael Vick wasn't domestic violence type thing, but it still was like legal problems. So you have to go back further than that.
Then they got the video of the police officers and the news of the Lambo truck crashing into the girl car and all this. He's seen every single detail about that. And, Arthur Blank got some of the best people in the game working around him when it comes to that type of field. So he not playing that type of stuff. It's just what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if by the time he gets released from jail, if not in the morning, he doesn't make it till March. He doesn't make it to March 1st.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Arthur Blank. I don't even think I would if I'm Arthur Blank. I would, after looking at what happened, of the whole case, what happened, what led up to it. I would be surprised if he even addresses it. And he has to, because he's the owner, right? So maybe he doesn't. Maybe he'll let Matt Ryan address it. But like you said, T-Will, I don't think that he would actually actually take time out of his day and say, okay, let's see how we can help this young man get back or get out of this situation. Because like the domestic violence is one thing to have a DWI, DUI, right? And not making light of DWIs and DUIs. But domestic violence, for some reason, has plagued the NFL for some reason, whether it be the wife or it be the player. It has plagued the NFL.
These guys hit each other for a living.
Right.
So it is very difficult to do that all day and then go home and turn that off.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to be disciplined. These guys, off just reflex, have to be trained to whoop somebody's ass. Let's just be real. That's what this is. These are paid warriors. These are gladiators.
Right.
And some of them, it's difficult to turn that switch off, right? It's like the same thing that makes them so good. My wife tells me this about all the time. She tells me this all the time. She says, Terry, your mouth is your blessing and your curse.
Right.
But I know how to get on her. I know how to get on her damn nerves. I know how to work her damn nerves.
Look here, I don't know, Will. I think your wife and my wife have been talking. Because my wife always feels like all the time, like you are too forward.
Right.
You need to start taking account to who listening to you.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't sugarcoat nothing.
Right. I get it. But
I mean, especially if you ask me a question and my viewpoint, my opinion,
I'm gonna tell you, right. But the point is that on the football field, you want to destroy somebody. You want to run through them. But when you go home and take the cleats off and hang them up, you're still that person. There has to be a mechanism to turn that off.
Right.
Ray Lewis was like that back in the day too as well. Remember, some of us remember old Ray Lewis when his situation and everything got caught up. Don't want to speak too much on that. Fandemic, you wasn't in here earlier when I mentioned. As I know, this is Matt Ryan's first month, and he has a lot to deal with the new GM and Kevin Stefanski. But even after this situation, this is the moment where Mr. Blank steps in. And this is where Mr. Blank has to say, you know what, Matt, I'm going to show you. I've been through this. I'm going to show you how it's done. And he's going to go in there and have to make that decision. Yes, Matt will have some say. President of football operations. That is,
of course,
it's a football player for the Falcons. But Mr. Blank is gonna have to be the one to say, you know what, I'm gonna make an example again, and I have to do it. I did it with Vic, I did it with Ridley, I did it with Hagman, I did it with Shimbo. Now I gotta do it with James Pearce.
Yeah, everybody from Stefanski on up is going to be in here. It's going to be on that table, Jack. I think Bob Quinn. I think ultimately his position has come one of the important positions of on this right now.
Yep, senior advisor. Yep,
going to be in there. You know, he's the advisor to Stefanski, right?
Yep,
and he's actually going to be at that table because a lot of people has downplayed Bob Quinn's position for some reason. I don't know why.
He has a major role here with the Falcons.
Exactly, and I'm thinking like like when he speaks, people listen, right? So even like this consulting firm, the consulting firm is going to be like, hey, no, we're not even going to deal with it. Pay him what you need to pay him, let him go if you owe him anything. We're not going to deal with it because he's not conclusive to the plan that we have set when it comes to the business aspect of it. Now, player-wise, football team-wise, if you see that you can hang on to him or whatever, then that's your decision. But we telling you as a business, you have to move on from it. And the only way to move on from it is to release him from the team. Arthur Blanket has lost enough money already.
Right.
You know, even though the team is worth more.
Corporate sponsors start talking, you don't want to lose them either.
That part. There you go.
You know the sad part about it is for James, even for the Falcons, and this is an NFL thing. Let's say he doesn't do the amount of jail time that people are expecting and the Falcons release him. Another team is going to go pick him up and go say the same thing. Oh, yeah, we've heard about the off-the-field situation, but I think on the field, they're going to try to sweep that under the rug once they pick him up. Right. Oh, he's a good player. What he did for Atlanta was this, that, and the third. Those questions will come about, and they will ask him those questions. Ridley had to deal with those questions, too, as well with the gambling. Yeah. And sure enough, Ridley tried his best to just continue to sweep it under the rug and keep it moving, and now he's playing in Tennessee. But is his football career over at this point? I can't necessarily say. I know it's over in Atlanta.
Yeah,
but some team if they get that opportunity, because even Henry Ruggs right now, if Henry Ruggs gets an opportunity to step back on the field, some team is going to go after Henry Ruggs and say, "Hey, I heard about this guy in the past. I understand his off the field issue." Hell, what's that guy's name that used to get in trouble a long time ago for smoking and getting in trouble? What's the wide receiver from the Browns? The one who used to get in trouble all the time.
Josh Cribbs.
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon. Yeah.
He done made his way onto multiple teams after getting in trouble for a bunch of nonsense.
But that's
trying.
That's the wacky tobacco. That's a little different. You know what I mean? That's the Mary. That's the Mary Joanna. That's a little different than this, or like if he'd have done this maybe 20 years ago, maybe he would have been on the team tomorrow morning. He would have been back at the practice field tomorrow morning 20 years ago.
Well, here's the thing too. We was on actually when on my show I just got through doing. We had a guy from Tennessee on there, and he was telling us about the situation that they were trying to make light of and actually question James Pearce Jr. character on. They downplayed that situation because what happened yesterday is similar to what James Pearce Jr. did in the past. James Pearce, he didn't do exactly what he did yesterday, but it was along that line, and they downplayed it.
So for him to be that comfortable to go after a cop, bro, you've done this before.
Yeah, you've done this before.
Clearly done this before.
Exactly. But he tossed those cops around like it was nothing. Yeah, so like they were nothing. But the fact is that he crashed out again over a female. Right? And it's not no fault of the female, it's the part that we downplayed it. Or shall I say Raheem or whoever downplayed it to where they were like, oh, okay, well, it was just a one-off thing. Well, now they've seen it's more than just a one-off. This is showing pattern now. And this is just the ones that he's been caught. It's not saying that, that he may have never done it in the past or done it before. He's just been caught this time and that time in Tennessee. But you see a pattern now.
And from what I'm seeing too as well, because I see the comment about him not being done in Atlanta. And we respect everybody's comment here. It's just the one thing about it when I'm looking at social media, there's probably maybe the 1% that is saying give him that 4 or 6 game suspension, bring him back. We need a James Pearce. Everybody else who's looking at this is like, man, you effed up, bro. This is bad. And Arthur Blank does not
Twitter
want
is
to
a
be.
fishbowl.
Arthur Blank does not want to be with the 1% on this one. You got to make an executive decision on your level of what you know about business. This ain't football. This is business.
Right.
And he does not want to show up to training camp. Arthur Blank in those hallways. T-Boy, you seen where I seen Arthur Blank? When he's walking down that hallway heading out to the field. You do not want to be getting yelled at by fans saying, get that abuser off the field, get that such and such off the field. You do not want the protests at training camp when these groups start rolling in there talking about we signed the guy and we kept him because he can play on the field. The off the field issues weigh out more than the on the field production. And Arthur Blank knows that. This ain't the 1980 Raiders or the 92 Cowboys. This is the 2026 Atlanta Falcons. Arthur Blank ain't playing that. He is not with the 1%. Now, if there was probably more so people leaning toward, hey, let's see the facts and let's get this. I'm not seeing too much of that. Every one of the content creators, every one of the diehard fans, every one of the groups of fans that I see that's having their Twitter spaces and they're talking about this, everybody's saying this man done effed up and this is it. This is your first time is your last time. And that's what it is with Arthur Blank. They used to have something long ago with the Falcons. You couldn't even step on the logo in the locker room without getting in trouble. You couldn't step on the logo. They weren't playing that type of stuff. And now you have this situation off the field. I know how much of a solid player he is on the field, but reading the reports and seeing everything, if you bring him back, this could happen again. It could happen down the line somewhere where we can't go off of, oh man, we gave him a second chance. Arthur Blank don't give second chances.
Not like that.
Not like that, no.
Vic was on a higher level than James Pearce. Hell, even Calvin Ridley was on a higher level than James Pearce. They not playing that type of stuff. Arthur Blank ain't playing it. I ain't even gonna go to, what type of religion Arthur Blank is and everything and going behind the business scenes, but we know it if we all Google who Arthur Blank is. He not playing that stuff.
He's not.
It's over. It's over.
Man, Arthur Blank a gangster. Y'all can downplay it if you want to. Arthur Blank is a gangster.
You gotta move on. You just gotta move on. Them gray suits he trying to show y'all with them gray suits.
Yes, sir.
He ain't playing. As a matter of fact, since Matt Ryan got there, he getting younger and younger. Y'all better stop playing with that boy. He gonna show y'all. And here's the funny thing: as much as people downplay Rich McKay's involvement with this stuff, I guarantee you, Rich is gonna be in somebody's ear saying, "Get him out of here. Get him out of here."
Honestly, they have no choice. They have no choice. Okay, we don't live in that kind of world. We do not live in that kind of world where you can caveman a woman anyway. We don't live in that kind of world. Those days are gone. Okay? Look, those days they're gone.
And just to put it in y'all ear and get y'all to thinking, Arthur Blank bought this team for $545 million. This team is worth $6 billion now.
$6 billion.
$6 billion. Now let this sink in. The 6 people that helped him get this team to be worth that much, that bought into this team. 6 people. All of them are black. 4 of them are women. You think they're going to sit around and say, hey, we don't care if he does beat women.
Exactly.
We want him to stay. No.
He's going to give us another 10 sacks next year. Let him go beat somebody. They're not playing.
Exactly. Now, how this affects tomorrow's news before the Super Bowl is going to tell you how. No, I'm not even going to say because I don't think he's going to be able to come back. It's going to tell you how much of a chance he can't get it to come back. Because everybody on that, if everybody in the social media world, the bigger platforms, and they're saying, "Oh, he's done. Oh, he's done." Yeah, you pencil it in. He's done.
The only way he comes back from this, he's got one path forward, and it may take him 2 or 3 years. But the only path forward is if he falls on his knees and says, "Look, I'm sorry, I have a drug problem." He needs a very good attorney.
Possibly.
He needs a very good attorney. He needs an Olivia Pope, a king or queen of spin.
Not Olivia.
And he can say, "Look, everything that I did, I was on drugs, my childhood, blah, 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 blah." And if he can attribute it to a drug problem, they're gonna send him to rehab.
Yeah.
To agree or disagree, once Miss Jackson starts speaking, it's over.
Oh,
almost certain.
It's over.
I'm not saying
she ain't holding back, and them WNBA girls that support her, they ain't letting her sit back and
no, they're not.
They not letting it happen.
I agree, but I'm not saying he's coming back to the Falcons, Jack. I'm saying if he has any chance of playing in the NFL, as far as the Falcons are concerned, he's done.
He's done with the Falcons.
The minute he broke,
might have a chance over in Dallas.
That was it. That was it. That was it.
Yeah,
that was it. I mean, it's no coming back from that. But if there's one path that he has to another franchise, and he's going to have to sit a couple of years. He's probably going to have to join some groups. He's going to have to get some therapy. He's going to have
community service.
He's going to have to give some charity.
And guess what? Even after you do all that, groups that support them females in this situation, they not letting it up.
Oh, I'm sure they aren't. But what
10
I'm
years
saying
from now, he's still gonna be out there getting heard about it. I remember Peter was all over Vic. Peter's still on Vic right now. Still on him.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is, Jack, another like the Cowboys. Okay, you give him a couple of years. I could see the Cowboys doing something like that. Doesn't mean they will.
Right.
But they have done stuff like this in the past. They're not going to do it now because he's radioactive. But you give him a couple of years after he goes to rehab, cleans up his image, starts doing specials against domestic violence, becomes their poster child, then maybe. And I'm not even saying that it's a given, maybe, but that's the only path forward I can see for him. But if he doesn't say that he had a drug problem, if he was clean and sober and doing this, it's done kissing.
And to agree to disagree, do I see him playing football again? Yes. Do I see him playing football for the Atlanta Falcons? No.
We agree on that, Jack.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, but it ain't gonna be right now.
No, it's not gonna be no time soon.
Nah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Michael Vick didn't lose his spot here because of the dog situation in Peter.
Yeah,
he lost his spot here because he lied to Arthur Blank.
He just had to tell that boy. That man was out there throwing football around, going back to the house and thinking them dogs up.
And all you had to do was when Arthur even after the incident, Arthur Blank pushing this man around in a wheelchair. That's how much he was trusting Michael Vick. So it became a morale thing. It became a "don't you lie to me" type thing, right? So if he had told the truth, Michael Vick probably would have stayed with Atlanta. But with James Jr., it's like Will said, that one shot of saying, "Hey, look, I was high out of my mind." For some reason, those cases tend to get a little leniency, right? Because they say, "Oh, okay, he had an additive in his system that allowed him to act this way." But if you sane and nothing in your system, you don't have nothing to fall back on and say, "Hey, this allowed me to do." You tell me you had the rationality to sit there and do this to somebody. Yeah, you done deal.
And it may not work because, to Jack's point, this was premeditated.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless you was high the entire time, and that's what you're saying. Like, this is like me personally. I don't see him coming back from this. I just don't think we live. Twitter is too much, bro. The Falcons didn't let. Who was it? Kobe Bryant that released early that he was playing, and then they set his butt down for that game because they told him not to say anything, and he released it on Twitter. That was just saying something.
Right.
This dude went full Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
He went, bro. Nah,
That's crazy.
I don't see it.
That's crazy.
I do not see it. And hey, if they keep him, they keep him. But I don't see how they can do that You have too many companies that are intertwined.
I would be shocked if they keep him. I mean, 200% shocked.
Yeah,
not even a 99% with the 1% chance. I would be totally shocked.
Yeah.
If Arthur Blank says, you know what, we gonna keep him, we gonna work with him, I would be truly shocked. And I guarantee you, the backlash that's gonna come from it. Arthur don't want that smoke. Arthur don't want that smoke.
Not at all.
Because you got to understand, you got corporate sponsors that'll be like, we can't afford to be seen with you. You gonna do that?
Right.
Okay, we can cancel our subscription with you. We're not going to buy those box seats.
Right.
Not that they don't care about the individuals who come and see the game, but make no mistake about it. They make a lot of their money from those corporate packages.
Yes.
If some of those corporations start to pull out, So that's why I think they're going to get rid of them, because you have too many companies that are going to be like, wait, he did what?
Yeah.
A lot of these companies have female CEOs.
Big time.
She's a woman.
Right.
You got a lot of these companies that have people. They're not going for that.
Exactly.
I'm talking CEO decision. Oh, you are? Okay. We need you to cancel about 5,000 of those. Yeah, go ahead and cancel them all.
Yeah.
Okay. You get enough of that? No, I don't see it. I don't see it. It's unfortunate. I know nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hate it for them. You have to, because I mean, it's what we used to say when we were young, just young and dumb. You know, I mean, it's one of those things that you're gonna have to learn from. The thing is, what you lost trying to learn, right? Now, like I said, we did stuff when we were young, and it didn't cost us a whole lot, because really we didn't have a whole lot to lose. Right, but at the same time, we always looked at the consequences too, though.
Yeah,
you know,
we didn't.
Yeah,
bro, I can't tell you how many times I went. In my young T-Will, I got my license suspended a couple times.
Right.
I love going 130. I done outran a couple of cops. Statute of limitations has passed, but I'm just saying. Like, hey, let me tell you something.
T-Will, you see Craig's comment, the last comment that Craig has posted. You might want to reiterate on that, just in case people might think you're saying that he's just gonna get suspended. He's gonna be a Falcon, so you just might want to touch on that.
Okay, regardless of you, T-Will, stating these facts, you got some fans that think he will only get suspended and he will be a Falcon. And hey, man, look, I'm not trying to. If you feel that, look, you are welcome to feel however you want to feel. I am not going to take on anybody tonight who feels like he's just going to be suspended, because it is your right to feel that way, and it is not my job to convince you. I'm trying to just have a discussion with y'all. If some of y'all feel like he's going to be suspended, you have every right to feel that way. Now, I don't agree. No. I definitely don't agree, but you have every right to feel that way. So
I'm concerned that it's 1:30 and Craig has service on his phone. I thought they shut it down.
Stop it.
I thought they got to turn the phones in at a certain point. I thought they got to turn the phone when they say lights out, Craig. I thought you had to turn the phones in. How's Craig in here at 1:30 in the morning talking about that?
You know what, Jack?
You ain't trying to say he got the toilet paper up to the window, dude. That ain't what you're saying.
Oh my God, that man got the cup with the string on it, talking to somebody else on the other side, sending text messages. That man sending the raven to somebody. Yeah,
oh
Craig,
man!
Yeah, now Craig.
That is not me.
He said me and JP
Craig
Jr.
fired
look
right
alike.
on back. He said, I didn't know JP and Jack Spade looked alike. He fired right
Oh my goodness.
He fired right on back.
Oh
hey,
man. Hey, look at that. And they have his mug shot up already. They have it up already. That is crazy.
Bro, this is going to be all over the Super Bowl tomorrow. That's what I'm upset.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it hits the top headline guys, we might as well just say James Pearce Jr. has played his last game as a Falcon. If it heads at the Super Bowl, count it done.
And respectfully, a lot of these things, because there is an innocent until proven guilty. There's a lot of, you have to say allegedly on a lot of these things too as well, for just being on the safe side of just, we're not disrespecting this young man, knowing that I don't know him from a can of paint, but what the facts are being put out there is what we're speaking on right now. So if anything has come across the social media to where we've said some things that have not been put out there. We don't have an inside source. We haven't spoke to the Doral County Police Department. We haven't seen the police report outside of the battery charges and the stalking charges and all that stuff that they put out. We've seen the profile picture. Of course, there's some things that have also been said recently about, her being single and not having a relationship. I do know she was at the Falcons Saint game, which is a month ago. So it's like, that's what toxic relations is, man. You're dealing with somebody and you're not dealing with somebody. You're not married to the person. So when you're dating, one time you're talking to her, the next minute you're talking to somebody else. The next minute, that's how toxic relationships are with the young folks these days. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we wouldn't state anything that, is going to bring the wrong attention this way, because we're just going over what has been put out. And there's somebody reporting on it since the report has surfaced earlier. And he covers Fox News. And of course, the Doral chief police is probably going to talk in the morning. I'm sure we'll see when he gets released, but they will be talking about this for Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. And get it, guys, just because like right now, the initial report is saying that the 2 counts of aggravated battery, the count of aggravated stalking, fleeing, eluding, or aggravated battery on a LEO, assisting an officer without violence, that'll probably get knocked down, right? Because each one of them, it's a felony, but it'll get knocked down depending on what they look at in his past and saying, okay, is this a repeated pattern? But like the 2 counts of a battery, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, both of those times with the vehicle, he's going to get charged with one of those, because you can't deny that he took his car, ran into her car. Now with him trying to hit the police officer, they're going to say, well, maybe the police officer stepped out in the street just a little too far.
So from what the police officer is saying, from what was reported, he said he's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I can see that.
And when they back the blue, you know what that means.
Yeah, because they say aggravated battery over LEO. Yeah, so that's not that. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, low key. I'm agreeing everything you're saying. I can see the misdemeanors probably getting lowballed, but that felony is gonna stick.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro,
they'll get rid of the resisting with officer.
Because it was loud. You picked the wrong climate and the wrong time and the wrong state.
I was just about to say that.
What's good, fellas?
You might have been able to get away with it, but I don't know. Right?
Nah, man.
That nowhere.
What's good, fellas? What's happening, everybody? First off, you
and Eric Parker. Go ahead, Ryan, my brother. Go ahead.
First off, you're not finna get off with that. I say this. God rest my grandfather. So he was a police officer in Jacksonville, Florida, part of the wave of black police officers in the 70s that came through. And it's a lot of stuff that he taught me coming up. And the thing was, he said, the one thing that you don't want to do is get a gun charge in Florida. Yeah. And you don't want to get a resisting arrest in the state of Florida. That right there alone is going for any black man. I'm sorry to put it in there, but there's no white man involved. It's a young black man involved in this.
Yeah.
That dude right there literally has given the Florida district attorney so much evidence to literally not just crush his career. His career pretty much is done. I'm with you on this, T. Will. But it's his future outside of football that y'all not talking about. There's so many delusional fans that want to hold on to this shit. Stuff. It almost came out. I'm sorry. But here's the thing y'all got to realize. You're talking about a young black man in a state that still has undercover Jim Crow. I know this because I grew up in Florida. I'm from Atlanta, but grew up in Florida. So for you that have never lived in Florida longer than 5 years, you don't know what the hell goes on in that state. Because I can tell you right now, it's a ton of Klan members that are sitting on the government in the government right now for the state. Real talk. So all I'm gonna say is this, T. Wood, because you was cooking earlier when you talked about Samson and Delilah. Hell, I was gonna say David. You had your kingdom right there in your hands.
Yeah.
And you literally screwed it up because of a woman. Because of a woman.
Yeah.
And the temptation that comes with it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, we as the OGs, and I'm not saying because we don't know him, but let's be real, the dads that are in this situation, the uncles, the cousins, we have failed these young black men right now. We have failed them because guess what? As my granddaddy say, that coochie ain't yours. It's just your turn, nigga.
Right.
Excuse my French. And that's exactly what my granddaddy will tell you. And the sad part about it is you had a chance to not only be a great football player, I can't say what the young man's situation was because again, we all know everybody's situation is different when it comes to some women. We know it's different. But you can't put yourself in a position like this when you're a first round pick. You got a ton of women that's out here. And I'm not trying to tell anybody to go out here and go on a spree, but you don't throw everything away from her. She made it abundantly clear that she didn't want you, bro.
Right.
She made it abundantly clear that she didn't want you. And it's hard. All of us that been through a heartbreak. But I'd be damned if I let a woman destroy me and my future because of that. Because you spoke on this earlier, and I'm gonna shut up and let Eric have it. T. Will, I lost my military career because of my temperament and my mouth. I ain't gonna get into that because God look out for babies and fools. Amen. And I'm one of the fools that God looked out for and gave me a second chance because it could have been worse. But at the same time, I had to atone for what the hell happened. Right. Because I put myself in that spot.
Right. And no. Explain that because again, we're all talking about forgiveness, but you have to atone. You have to be accountable.
This is what happens.
What happens. Yeah.
The way that
No, go ahead, Birdcage.
No, I was just saying the way that you speak about forgiveness is this. You got to forgive yourself first.
Yes.
Before you can hope for anybody to forgive you. Because here's the thing. Right. The way that change starts, you got to recognize that you screwed up. You did it. Nobody else did it. Nobody put a gun to your head. You made that choice. And whatever choice you made, you got to lie in that bed. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
I want to just put in here too as well, Ryan. As you're preaching right now, and for everybody in the chat and for everybody here on the panel, can we name at least one or two players from the Atlanta Falcons under Arthur Blank who had off the field issues where Blank said, "Nah, we gonna give him a second chance. We gonna bring him back."
No,
not that I
zero.
None.
Not
that I.
And we just saw it last year. He didn't but go to the club.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
No, you're right, Eric. He went to the club. But what I'm saying is, and I guess it's frustrating for me because I'm seeing another young black man that has put himself in the system because of something he screwed up with. Right. He put himself there by making a bad choice. My little cousin just signed a scholarship yesterday to go to Clark to play football. He chose because they gave him the most. He had a couple of schools, but he chose to go there. And I told him, enjoy the moment. But the one thing you need to understand, and I sent him this, what was going on with JPJ. I said, enjoy your moment, but realize you can lose everything at a split second because of a bad decision. One bad decision. And everything you worked your ass off to get to, you lose it. Yeah. And the world is not forgiving. Everybody ain't going to forgive you because of what happened, even if you serve your time. Yeah. We got to do better in our community by looking out. And when I say look out, I ain't saying you take kids. If you're a coach, if you're a mentor, if you're in somebody's life that's young, whether it's black men, black women, it don't matter. But I'm speaking on young brothers right now. And you see these cats getting ready to make these same dumb decisions that you make, you got to get in their face whether you want to or not, even if they don't listen. It's your responsibility to pass the knowledge off to them about how to conduct themselves and not put themselves in that situation. Right. And they do it, that's on them. But if you are not out here mentoring and talking to your kids or kids that you're looking after or people that you're helping, you're part of the problem.
Yeah. Right. Hey, Eric, give us your thoughts on this, sir.
I mean, he pretty much said it all, but it is you can't make nobody love you. is the thing with
say
what he's trying to do. You cannot make nobody love you. I don't care how beautiful you think she is or he is or whoever.
Yep.
You can't make nobody love you.
Right. Love don't love nobody.
Right.
So Ryan, I know you know that song. Love don't love nobody. It takes
That was the Spinners who sang that song.
But what does it take? It takes a what to learn?
It takes a fool to learn.
It takes a fool to learn.
God,
it takes a fool to learn.
God rest the lead. God rest Felipe Wine, who is the lead singer on that song.
Now, if something comes out in the report where there's some misleading facts that wasn't reported, and they do their internal investigation, and Arthur Blank decides, hey, you know what? We're going to look into this matter and probably look into keeping James Pearce Jr. I would truly be completely shocked, because still the fleeing from the police officer, just the charges alone bring up a lot of questions for a guy like Arthur Blank.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the NFL is not going to do if they do their investigation, that's what you don't want is Roger Goodell getting involved, because
he's going to have to.
It's going to be even worse than Arthur Blank.
You better just hope serious.
Yeah.
You better just hope he can get. You better just hope he can get off with the Florida DA. You better just hope he can get off legally first. I ain't worried about Goodell. I'm thinking about him in the state of Florida, because
he's not going to. You already know he's not going to.
But the thing is, though, innocent until proven guilty, because we've seen many things happen. So, but in this situation, they got him on film fleeing the law and fighting the law. They got it on video, unfortunately.
And we haven't seen the full TMZ video of the traffic light and crashing into the car, but everybody got Ring cameras and camera phones.
Yeah. But the thing is, what makes all of this, what makes all of this so bad?
It didn't happen indoors. Everything happened outside.
Nope.
So we can wake up tomorrow morning with a brand new video where it's like, oh shit, he really messed up.
Remember the traffic lights. Remember the traffic light cameras.
Yeah. Hey guys, to Jack's point, you're gonna have TMZ buying videos left and right. So each day you're gonna get this video and that video. In 2 weeks' time, he's gonna be public enemy number one.
The first official
brother, he already is public enemy number one.
The one fact that's kind of kicking everybody right now, she tried to get away and he chased her.
Yep.
And then his car
and her car. What makes this another level, right? Like Ryan said, right? Even though with all the charges that he got, they may throw out one or two of them. But the one thing that's damning is the fact that it happened in Florida. Georgia is one of those states. You know, you get Georgia, one of those states that you can pretty much get slapped on the wrist. I can do it a little bit, big low. I can sing a little bit, but the one like Georgia is one of these states that you can get slapped on the hand with a couple things, right? But when it comes to Florida is one of those states, man. I'm telling you, like that officer said, he's lucky to be alive, and not just because it was a black cop that was arresting him, and it wasn't because it was a black cop that said that. He's lucky to be alive because of how it all went down, right?
Thank you.
I mean, because a white cop or a black cop could have shot this young man, right? He don't know how.
He don't get like a lot of these people keep saying, oh, well, Rasheed Rice got off. Y'all don't understand this. Yeah. In the state of Florida, they bury folks. Have y'all ever heard of this? Have y'all ever heard of the story of the Groveland Four? That Thurgood Marshall, it's Black History Month, so yeah, I'm gonna drop a historic fact for you. Did you ever hear about the story of Thurgood Marshall defending 4 innocent black boys? 2 of them was murdered by the cops. Yeah. This stuff been going on forever, but y'all want to sit here and turn a blind eye. He lucky he walked out of there in cuffs instead of a damn body bag. Yeah. But nobody wants to see that.
Look, and the reason
hold on one sec. I want to go to the chat, because this is interesting. If you guys feel like, okay, I'm gonna give you 3 choices. If you feel like JPJ is done with the Falcons, but he has a chance to be with somebody else, drop a 1. If you feel like the Falcons are just gonna suspend him and this thing will just blow over, drop a 2. But if you feel like he is done, as far as the NFL, drop a 3. Again, done with the Falcons, but with another franchise, drop a 1. Will only be suspended by the Falcons, drop a 2. Done in the NFL, drop a 3. I'm curious to see how you guys think.
And just for a reporter that covers the Falcons, I mean, Zach Klein tweeted it about an hour or two ago. The amount of texts and calls he's receiving from the NFL front office. That's just a reporter. I can't even imagine what Arthur Blank is getting right now.
Yeah.
And these are not,
exactly
managers and offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. These are the big wigs.
Yeah.
And they're seeing what they're seeing. And I'm sure, as we're doing on this podcast, they're getting their information right now at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. Even for those that's in San Francisco 3 hours behind us, they're getting all the information they want. And they're going to press Arthur Blank tomorrow morning. They're going to press him.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say, you see this right here? This is unacceptable for the NFL. And don't forget, though, this young lady plays in the WNBA.
Yeah.
and she's a star.
This ain't no Instagram girl. This ain't no OnlyFans girl. Not saying that it's allowed, but this is a star player.
She's not a TikTok girl, though.
NBA. And the WNBA right now, the WNBA is going through a situation where they're talking about they're not even being paid the right amount of money to play basketball. And they're trying to battle the court case with that. So now one of their star players is dealing with this from a rookie player in Atlanta. They're going to be pressing Arthur Blank. He's going to be waking up to about a good 1,000, 2,000 texts and calls.
Y'all want to hear something interesting? Most of the fans in the chat don't feel like he's done in the NFL. Some of them do, but if I'm looking at the reports, a lot of them feel like, I'm not going to say most, but I'd say at least half of them feel like he's just going to be suspended by the
we're also doing a survey for about a couple hundred people in the chat versus what happened to Deshaun Watson, what happened to Greg Hardy, what happened to and Dominique Shea from the Cowboys years ago, what happened to some of these people. They all had their second chance. It just wasn't with the same team.
Right.
And it's going to be down the line. Don't forget, he's only 20, 27, 28. Even Henry Ruggs is trying to get back in the league right now.
Yeah.
And they're all...
Man, that Negro just trying to get some freedom at this point. What you mean? He's still locked up. Y'all sitting here talking about playing football.
For that.
Yeah, you can get locked up for that. Think about it. You're resisting arrest, and the way that they're going to spin this stuff. I keep saying it, but don't nobody want to damn hear it. Pandemic, we understand this because guess what? You grew up down there in South Florida. I was in Northeast Florida. So we already know how the state government is. And then it's a celebrity on top of that. They finna try to make an example.
Look,
and T. Will, you said this earlier, bro. Look at the climate that we're in right now.
Right.
And look at what Florida is doing. And I'm not trying to make this about politics or nothing, but just be honest. Look at how the governor is running that state.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And look, check it too. 3 or 4 of these charges, all of them have aggravated attached to it.
Right.
Exactly.
4 of them
more
have
than one
aggravated.
count too. Like some of them are 2 counts.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Some of them 2 counts.
Yeah. Law enforcement. So you talk about a count of deadly aggravated battery with a deadly weapon with a vehicle, and then you got aggravated battery on an officer. So those 2 and both of those are aggravated.
Yeah.
So yes, he will.
And they are all felonies.
Yeah, and they're felonies. Even on his first offense.
Even with the stalking, that right there is 5 years off the rip.
Right.
Aggravated stalking.
Aggravated stalking.
Yeah.
You're gonna wake up in the morning and find out brand new information. We're gonna find out so much information by the time Super Bowl starts. It's gonna be like, man, this kid.
Hey, T. Will, you know the sad part about it?
What's that?
We all laugh and make the joke about it or whatever. Like, boy, he trying to find her in the daytime with a flashlight. He damn sure was trying to find her in the daytime with a flashlight. I'm just keeping it clean right now, cause boy.
Yeah.
You know what
I said it earlier, Birdcage, about how he got traffic light with her. Like, how did you find out where her location is?
He might have had her location.
He might have had her, yeah.
Hold tight one sec. Y'all in the chat, man. Let's not look it. We don't know what's gonna happen, okay? But we are all Falcons fans. let's not bicker on, you know, whether or not he's gonna be here or not. To be honest with you, we're only going off of our opinions. None of us know.
Sure.
Guys, we are all disappointed right now. We are all Falcons fans, and we trying to be together, man. Look,
Right.
the world don't want us Falcon fans to be together. We got to be together, y'all. We got hey, Ryan, what
See,
you
Will, we've been split since they hired Kevin Stefanski. This made it even worse.
Ryan, I need you with me now. Ryan, I need you with me. Now, what did that lady say in that movie? She said 5 fingers by themselves can't do it, but you pack them in one fist and you can pack a mighty blow.
And them diabetes cost her damn leg too.
Hey,
He was right on that.
We got to be together. Seriously, we got to be together, y'all. We don't know what's going to happen. And look, I respect everybody's opinion because you guys have the right to feel how you feel. And guys, I know you're not mad with each other. You're just upset. As we are all
upset.
And you're upset. We're upset. We are all disappointed because we really love JPJ and we are all disappointed. But at the end of the day, guys, we're not going to get anywhere turning on each other. You know what I mean? We got to stand together. I know we're hurting right now, but we are all Falcon fans. Damn it, we all don the red and black, and we got to stand together. Okay, don't make me sing "We Shall Overcome." Damn it! Now,
at the end of the day,
oh Lord, he said we should overcome. Hey man, if you gonna sing something, we ain't finna do the Dr. King. I need you to sing "Freedom Got a Shotgun" because we trying to see what the deal is with this here. Freedom got a shotgun.
The level of disappointment is probably at a 10. The level of concern of what the Falcons are going to do is probably at a 10.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're fans arguing with each other, I've seen some posts on social media where people are calling some people out about certain things.
Yeah,
it doesn't go to that level because Falcons ain't paying me $17 million to get out there and play football.
There you go.
Right.
But at the end of the day, this is a Matt Ryan, Arthur Blank, Bob Quinn NFL decision, and whatever decision they go off of. I know where I'm going to be week 1. I know where I will be. I know where Eric's going to be week 1. So it's like I'm here to see the Falcons play football, but this is a level of disappointment and concern that is unexpected.
We are all disappointed, man. We are all feeling it because we got a defense. You know what I mean? And look, I'm not making light of it. I'm simply saying that right now we are all in a state of mind where we are trying to process just what happened and the fact again that it's almost like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Right. But here's the thing about it. We knew this was a possibility when we drafted him. That's why, and to be honest with you, and I'm going to take it a step because somebody referred to this. If JPJ would have gone to the Steelers with James, what's his name? Was James Harrison? I think he'd have been all right because it would have been somebody in that locker room that would have got him in line. Okay. If there's certain locker rooms, it's certain things just ain't they're not gonna play. Right.
And we didn't have that on our. We didn't have no better.
You're right. The Steelers got a good track record. Just Antonio Brown and Pickens are the only 2 that they had problems with. And they was
Calais Campbell was still here.
And AB.
Big difference.
And AB. But
even for the comment earlier that I was saying, where's the person that checks up on these players and finds out how they're going through their day and everything? This is the off season.
Right.
But I don't even think this is that kind of situation though, because when somebody think they in love with somebody, they're not gonna listen to what you're saying. No way.
Thank you.
I don't care who's saying what. When you think you in love with somebody, you got blinders on for her.
Yeah.
This is
whatever. And your homeboy, your mama, your daddy, everybody could be telling you, "No, she ain't good for you, bro. She this, see that." And you ain't hearing that.
How's that song go, Eric? When a man loves a woman, last time. Ryan, I know you know it. I know you know it.
That's Pearce's Sledge.
Pearce's Sledge, yeah.
But no, if I'm singing the song or whatever, it ain't gonna be that or whatnot. It's gonna have to be that Bobby Womack, you welcome to stop on by. Because guess what? He tired of being that dude that's in the cut, and he want to get back right where he was at the beginning. Come on, man.
At the end of the day, he could have just moved on and lived his life.
Yeah.
Let's go back to what my man was saying earlier, though. This really, you got to take care of your kids and raise them right and teach them that you don't do stuff like this. You don't crash out over no female like that.
And same with females. You don't crash out over no dude either. Both.
Over nobody. What is the point of that? Now what you got? You ain't finna get her doing that. So what's the point of it?
Because here's the sad
what's
part.
Gonna be interesting, what's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to see it if the footage ever comes out, is not what led up to it, but once he got there, was trying to get into her car. I want to see the level of aggressiveness of him trying to get into her car, because he had already rammed the car twice. So I want to see the aggressiveness. Because like there were reports saying how injured she was, and I'm wondering if was the injury from him ramming the car, or did he actually hit her before she got in the car? Right? Because like Jack said, it's a lot of stuff that's going to come out tomorrow, or maybe even the next day about exactly what happened. Right? There's a reason to off like that. Maybe she was running from him, but she was already running.
But FANDEMIC, it's the other thing. FANDEMIC, it's the other thing you got.
This ain't even about the player no more. This is about the off the field issue.
Facts.
Hey,
think about it, FANDEMIC. How many? Let's be real.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Look at Craig's comment. To be honest, when he drafted him with the character issues, I didn't think he was that type of crazy. And I'm pointing this out. Because I'm just saying, like, some of y'all really don't know who y'all are dealing with when you start, and then you deal with it, and you love Bob them, and you drop all this on them, okay? And then you find out. Now, guys, y'all know I got For My ATL Movies one, shameless plug, and I watch a lot of movies, okay? And I'm a little, I don't want to say I'm ashamed to admit this, but I love me some Tubi movies. Oh my God, I love Tubi movies, okay? Y'all don't judge me. Y'all do not judge me, okay? All right. So, in this one movie I saw the other day, I forget, I think it's called Crash Out. But anyway, this guy starts dealing with this woman, right? And he's a teacher, and she's a student, college teacher, okay? She's grown woman, okay? But whatever. But anyway, she's telling him that, oh, they took my kids from me, and I have to go to court to get my kids back. Now, if it's me, because I'm old, right? I'll be thinking to myself, what did you do for your kids to be taken from you? Like, I would, like, they don't just take kids away from the mother. You get what I'm saying? They might take them away from them. They don't just take kids away from the mother. But that's me. But anyway, he starts dealing with this lady, okay? And she is card carrying crazy, okay? She tries to kill a bunch of people. It's like, but so when Craig said that, I felt him on that, because maybe the Falcons didn't know he was this, I don't want to say crazy, but this disturbed, right? Maybe they just thought, oh, we'll get him and he'll be okay, and we'll get him with the right guy. But maybe they didn't know what was in him, and that he was this disturbed. What do y'all think about that? Give me your thoughts on that.
I think they knew he was crazy. I think we all knew he was crazy, but this is next level crazy. This is
T-Will.
This ain't just. I mean, when he first got there, he tried to fight the whole team. We knew he was crazy.
Yeah.
So that was the clue right there.
Hey, not
every
once,
day,
but twice.
Pearce fighting somebody else.
Twice.
Every day.
At the end of the day, it's just like this here, and I just hope that he can get his life off the field straight, because right now it's gonna be in shambles. But at the end of the day, this chick gonna be with another dude soon, and he finna be fighting all these charges, possibly sitting behind it. No, I'm not laughing. I'm actually being for real when I'm saying this.
I know.
And getting back to the point of that, your freedom now is in jeopardy while she getting ready to have another dude or or a lady, because we live in the times we live in.
We do.
Up in her house,
you're right,
eating up all the fruit snacks and all that stuff in the house while you sitting behind that jail cell at this point. And the sad part of, and I'm just being honest, you can't. This is where we got to come in at. We got to start teaching people when somebody say no, don't mean no. Let it go.
Right.
It's not worth your damn freedom, and it's not worth you putting yourself in harm's way. You just cost yourself money that you worked your ass off to get to the NFL to get, and your freedom. That's what you just cost yourself.
Now, into your
go ahead, Jack.
No, and to your point, T. Will, they're not married. They have no kids together.
Hey,
and as far as we're concerned, they're not even in a relationship. He just went full crash out.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all ever date somebody that shall we say just crashed out on y'all? FANDEMIC, I know you have. I can look at you.
I'm still dealing. Still 30 years later. 30 years later, I'm still dealing with it.
All right, FANDEMIC, don't get put on the couch tonight.
No.
Birdcage, they talking about this all they wives.
Guys, look here.
As soon as they wake up,
once me and my wife start this channel, she could tell the story better than I can because she still deals with the young lady's sister, right?
So this is another.
This is 30 years later, and this girl just can't let go.
She can't let it go.
She can't.
Look what you did.
Look here.
You better
look what you did. See, that's why y'all can't trust Navy. Hey, T. Wood, that's why you can't trust a Navy seller. They ain't worth 2 dead flies.
Look, and all I did was simply move on from her because I noticed her level of crazy. Right. When it came to, I really don't want to speak on it because then everybody would. I ain't gonna say everybody would know, but a lot of people would know who she is. Right. So, but. It's things that she did within the relationship that I picked up on real quick. And I'm like, oh, no, not happening. So I let her know, like, hey, look, I can't do it. And see, to her, I was breaking up because of my wife. And it wasn't because of my wife. It was because of her. Things she did. And I mean, when I say she did stuff it was almost sinister.
Yeah.
Right. Hey. So, like you said, a Tubi movie, you would have saw this movie at some point in the future. So
we gotta talk offline about that
like I said, once me and my wife, when we start this channel, she can tell the story better than I can, and she would know my wife to start something. She would probably put names on it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Don't do that. The people sue, but hey, I will. Yeah. I'll definitely subscribe. Ryan, you ever have anybody go a little cuckoo on you?
Yeah, I was 19. Before I get to my story, see, that's what happened when you stop giving up your CPay like that. FANDEMIC, you stop giving her that CPay money. That's why she went crazy on you. But nah. And here's the bad part. I caught mine in the backseat of the car with one of my teammates. I was in high school when that happened.
Oh,
yeah. But no, it was cool though, because guess what? At the end of the day, I was player about it. I walked off. She couldn't handle it. I was like, oh, yeah, go ahead and take care of my seconds. You got it. And I said it just like that, walking off. And I was young and stupid at the time.
Yeah.
Man, God looked out for me that day. Because she was like, Ryan, she got out the car. I said, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Thomas, Ryan, nigga, we finna talk. I said, no, we not. Yeah. God tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, turn around. Man, I didn't turn around. She done sliced me with the razor, bro.
Oh,
I got the scar on I got the scar. Yeah, I got the scar on my forearm still to this day from it. And that was, I was 19.
Wow.
And that was a day. I'll never condone domestic violence ever. I tried to break her jaw. I was bleeding. Went to the hospital, got stitched up. Didn't say nothing to my mama about it. She just said, what happened to you? Accident in the weight room, da-da-da-da. Got stitched up, pretty much kept it hush-hush. I told my mother years later, my mom still wanted to go get the chick. And ironically, T. Will, she tried to holler at me right before I went to the military. I saw her at a gas station. I gave her the number. I thought stuff changed. I'm like, me being stupid, I was like, I'm gonna hit that one more time. Worst decision I made. And that heifer tried to run me down with a car. I had to get the police involved, man. Yeah. And I wasn't the first. And the sad part about it is I wasn't the first dude that happened. I went and looked at the record when they pulled it up. She had attempted manslaughter 3 times, tried to run a guy over with a car, and then she shot at somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've had that happen before.
No, and you know what? You're blessed. You're blessed that she didn't go to the authorities because, you know, again, a lot of times they don't believe the guy. Even if you might have a scrape or whatever, that you are, because it gets real, man. It gets real.
People don't realize how crazy folks are. Even when they're in the wrong and you catch them, sometimes it happened like that. So yeah, that was my situation. So
no, man, I'm glad you're able to get away from that, man. The main thing is just, guys, you gotta know when to walk away. And look, I'm not saying she did that. Okay, I'm not saying she did that. I'm using the juxtaposition of his behavior versus, you know, any mate that you're dealing with that does that. Look, you know, again, I'm not gonna name names, but you know, I had a young lady to do some damage to my car. Now, ultimately, if I had been up front, right, then she probably wouldn't have done that. But you know, I'm young T-Will. So, you know, I'm stupid, you know, young and dumb, trying to be a player. And but I tell you what, man, when I walked outside and saw that car, woo, oh, it hurt. Oh, it hurt. Oh, it hurt. Let me tell you something, man. It's funny. I was living with my mom then, and I think her car was down or something. So she comes in, and she's like, Terry, if you had an accident, all you had to do was tell me. I was like, Mama, what you talking about? She's waking me up. You know, I've been out Saturday night partying. I'm like, Mama, what you talking about? She's like, if you had an accident, all you had to do was tell me. I was like, Mama, I didn't have an accident. She's like, son, you don't have to lie to me. If you had an accident, all you had to do was tell me. I was like, Mama, I didn't have an accident. She's like, go outside and look at that car. Man, bruh, the whole front quarter panel was bent in like a U. Like the whole, I don't know what she hit that car with, but oh my God, right? And I love that car. Okay, I love that. I'm physically.
That's why she did.
You love that car. You love that car like Uncle Steve loved Desmond Ritter, huh?
Let me tell you something. I love that 85 Toyota Cressida. It's 30 years ago, okay? Oh my, bro, that hurt.
We still hear the pain in your voice.
That hurt.
Man.
Let me tell you something. It's 2 cars. Well, okay, the one I got with my keys. I love you, baby. I'm not cheating on you. You got to talk to those cars. That's a whole nother story I'll tell y'all offline. But the 2 cars I really, really love. I got in the accidents in. That was that 85 Cressida. Okay, I love that thing. I took that thing to prom 85, and I went 140 on 285 at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I felt like God was riding with me, like I'm on the heavens. Like, oh my God, it was great. Okay, I love that car. I love that car. Okay, and what she did to that car, if I see her today, I'm not speaking to her. Okay, I'm just letting you know I'm still upset about it. I didn't appreciate it. Wow. She didn't have to do that. Okay, and then
you allegedly will pray that she stub her toe. I'll leave it like that.
Yes. Okay?
I got you, T-Will. I got you, bro.
Heavy rock. Okay, and then the other one, I had like a 92 Cressida. Oh my God, that thing was beautiful. It was white. It was beautiful. My wife helped me get it, and I will forever love her for helping me get that car. That car was the best car I ever had in my life. And this idiot, I'm driving in the rain, and he pulls out in front of me, and there's like a turn, but it's at a 90 degrees. So if I make that turn, I'm going into a ditch. Okay. If I try and swerve, I'm going to hydroplane. So I did the only thing, which is what I could do is I sped up to hit him and spun him. So that way he could take the impact, but it totaled my car. Oh my God. But anyway, long story long, bottom line is, you got to know who you're dealing with, man. They're red flags that people show you, and you got to know when to walk away. There are a lot of men in prison today, okay, for stuff that they probably could have walked away from. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Look, I dated a girl that liked to hit. That she liked it. She liked to fight. She like, I'd just be sitting down and she just want, and I'd be like, "Hey man, hey,
What?
I'm not
You should have.
okay?
Hey man,
No, hold on. You got to hear this story. You got to hear this
you
story.
should have picked up your pimp cup and said, "We ain't doing this. Give me my money."
Bruh. You got to hear this.
No way.
No, I'm serious, but she just liked to brawl. I don't know what the hell was wrong with her. So one day she does it, and I'm not in the mood for it. And I'm like, look, I'm not gonna hit you, but I can't do this because dealing with you, one of us is gonna die, or one of us is gonna be in jail. And I care about myself too much. And I let her go. Okay. This is a true story. I cannot make this up. This had to be 91. So about 6-7 years later, I'm working at this cable company. I ain't talked to this woman in years, right? And you know how people call in I was in customer service. People call in for their bill. People call in for repair. I think she called in to make an arrangement on her bill, and she got me. Okay. And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She was like, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah, 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 blah. Help her with her bill or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So about 3 months later, she shows up to my job. I can't make this up, right? And guess what, guys? She's like 8 months pregnant. Now, I ain't seen this chick in 8 years, right? So my boss, who knows my wife, by the way, comes back and it's like, exactly. He's like, I can't make this up. He's like, there's a pregnant woman and she wants to see you. And oh, by the way, she has a black eye, right? So they're looking at me like, who the hell did we hire? So I walk out, we go to my car because I'm embarrassed. Okay. I know how folks, what they think. I don't want them thinking that about me. And we start talking, and she starts telling me about how her significant other basically beat her up. But in my mind, I'm thinking the whole time that I know her, but you're the aggressor. You get what I'm saying? Now, here's the story. He ended up doing 8 years in jail, but I know for a fact she started most of the fights. I know she did because I know her. So the whole point of it is, if you're dealing with somebody like that, walk away. Walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away. It's not worth your freedom. It's not worth the consequences that come with it. Sometimes you just got to walk away. You know what I mean? Because and the reason I took her to my car was I was afraid of my wife. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus.
T. Will, you still afraid of your wife? Why you still making that? Start you telling that lie?
Damn right. But let me tell you something. If my wife, as a matter of fact, I called my wife to tell her because I didn't want anybody to call her. But I was like, hey, whoa, hey. This what happened.
You stopped it before it happened. Smart man.
Let me tell you something. If
Will got ahead of it.
Let me tell you something. If my wife had just come to drop my lunch off, Lord, I don't think I'd be here, guys. Eric know my wife. Eric, you think I'd be here? You think I'd still be alive?
Hey, Eric, you remember what I said?
Like twins. You would have had a matching black eye with her.
Hey, Eric, remember what I said at the beginning of this when we started really talking about this? God look out for babies and fools.
Yeah.
So T. Will, all of us have been fools in our lifetime at something. Yeah. And God has looked out for us because it's a lot of situations where some of us should either not be here or some of us should be locked up right now with some of the stuff that's done happened. So I feel you when you say that, T. Will.
Now, the whole point is you got to walk away. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm not, if I got to fight you, I'm leaving. There's not like, first off, I'm not going to put my hand on a woman. I'm not going to do that. Okay. But if I got to defend myself against you, if every day I wake up, you are attacking me, it's not worth it. It is, bro. Right. You're gonna find somebody else. Life will go on. It's look, at 55, you know what I want, fellas? I just want
peace.
I just want peace. I want to be able to watch a game with my Cheetos and my other stuff. I'm not smoking and enjoy myself. Okay, I'm not. I got probably. I got more time behind me than I got in front of me. Okay, I'm trying to enjoy myself. I'm not trying to go through this. And that's what's so sad about. To bring it back to JPJ, that's what's so sad about this. Is this man is probably going to be incarcerated for some time and really get to himself and think about what he lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right.
And it, you know what I mean? And it's like, look, man, it's bro. When y'all ever get in trouble and your mom or your daddy tell you, hey, go sit in that room. Okay, after they beat your behind. First of all, they tell you that lie that this is gonna hurt you worse than it hurts me. That's a lie. but
no, it's not.
Hey, look.
Okay.
When my sons were little, that actually was true. It hurt me a lot to to discipline my sons like that. And I know I was hard on them, but I knew I had to raise men and not boys, right? But it's sad that James PJ is going to have to go sit somewhere, and it's sad that it's going to take this to get him to sit down and be quiet so he can think about it long enough. But if it had not have happened, right, he would have never got that opportunity to go sit down and reflect on certain situations, certain things in life that he needs control and that he don't have control over, right? And it's sad that he have to go through this just to get him to do it. I mean, like Eric said, but it's sad how love has men like that. And it's not just men, it happens to women too. Love has those blinders on us, right? We cannot see no wrong that person does, or even our own wrong. We just can't do it. And so when we hear that no, or it's not going the way we want it to go, and James Pearce, in his case, was he lost it. He never had the opportunity for someone to say, no, I don't want you. So when he got
love, is that love?
You know what?
Is that love or
for him it may be, because he wanted more out of the relationship. He wanted.
I'm gonna be real
literally
with you.
fell in love with this girl probably.
It's a song that applies to.
Because Jack was saying something that to the fact that she posted a tweet that saying she was single. I don't think she had already told him that. I think he saw that tweet and then that's what he reacted on. That's just my speculation. Like I said, we won't know everything the in and outs until later, but it just said that it's going to take something like this to get his attention, right? You can't keep crashing out like this because at some point it was going to happen because he did it before in college. He did it before again at the tail end of his career. Then he came here, had the 2 fights and on the field, and then he went into the locker room and somebody else's music was playing. And he kind of debowed that and took over that, and they say he did that daily. So he didn't make any friends when he came here. So it's like his what they call it.
You might as well go ahead and say this, T. Will. I'm gonna drop one for you because y'all been picking songs all night. I'm gonna drop one for you. Arthur Blank at this point, when it comes to players that might have a questionable past, this song applies to them. I wish you didn't trust me so much. I wish you didn't trust me so much.
Is that Bobby Womack?
If y'all, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Think about it, man. Like, look, every time you want to give a player a situation to where they have questionable past, we all want players that have some questionable past, but depending on what it is. In this situation, Arthur Blank really is probably singing that song. I wish you didn't trust me so much. I guarantee you that song is playing in his head right now. Because look at what happened. This is not the first time that he's dealt with a situation with a guy that's had great potential and is gone to the wayside.
Yeah.
I just hate, like I said again, I just hate seeing a young brother that had an opportunity to change a lot in his life, put himself back behind the 8 ball, and he has to sit and cool his heels to figure his life out. And truthfully, your life was ahead of you, and you let, as they say, as the old people say, The stuff was so good it got you looking for it in the daytime with a flashlight. You let that mess you up.
They call them split tails.
Man, are we keeping it clean? Because it's T. Will. You know, if we was on the eye test, you know, we'd be saying the other word.
Let's keep
yeah. But hey, it really didn't take my granddad to tell me about women. It took my grandmother. And grandmama didn't pull no punches. And when I say she didn't pull no punches, there were no what they used to call them pocketbook. They used to call women parts pocketbook. They had all kind of cute names for what they call a vagina, right? But grandma was like, huh? You can't say that. My bad.
Well, just call it a snatch, like a snatch purse. That's what grandma called a snatch purse.
I'm gonna stick with pocketbook. I'm gonna stick with pocketbook.
You cannot use any other colloquialism for that word, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
The old folks call it pocketbook,
Right. Okay.
But grandma called it what it is, like we called it. So grandma didn't pull punches. And the thing is, I don't think anybody has ever grabbed James Pearce Jr. and said, hey, told him about the facts of life, the ins and outs, the no's and the do's and don'ts. I don't think he had that. I don't think there was that accountability given to him. I think everybody saw this phenomenal athlete that's growing up and they just allowed him to do whatever he wanted him to do or whatever he wanted to do. He didn't have, he may have had a couple people come along and say, hey, man, don't do that. But they didn't give him the whys. They didn't give the no's, and the thing that he will face later in life. They didn't give him that. And now that he's getting that, he don't know how to react to or respond.
Right. He doesn't know how to deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think life skills. I mean,
yeah, no, you're right. My dad used to tell me, I'm gonna tell you no now so the world doesn't have to do it later. My daddy would always tell me, look, I'm raising you to be an adult, not to remain a child. Okay. Right. Son, you can do whatever you want, but the world is going to function a certain way. Okay. Right. If you got a job, you need to be there on time. If not, you know what's going to happen. You got to do certain things. And again, I don't know his upbringing. So it is not for me to speak on that. I don't know his upbringing. I don't know his experiences. I don't know what happened to him. And what I'm saying, I'm not saying out of judgment. I'm simply saying that if you do not learn the lessons when you are young, you will learn them when you're old. That's why my daddy used to always tell me it's good for boys to fight when they're young. Like how they break up fights now, that's just gonna make it worse when they get older because they have all that aggression in them. They got all that stuff in them that they didn't get out, and when they get older, it's gonna come out. And you're seeing that, right? But look, I had an issue with somebody when I was younger. Dad'd be like, "Hey, go ahead, fight it out. Give you some boxing glove, fight it out. You know what I mean?" Now he wouldn't let it get too far, but the point is, young men have aggression. And again, just walk with me here. All I'm saying, you do not learn certain lessons when you're young. You are going to learn them rudely when you get old. If everybody coddles you and you're told and you get everything you want, and then you get out here in the world and you see this woman, and in his mind, she probably was clowning him because she told him no. She told him the relationship was over. And to your point, Fandemic, he didn't know how to deal with that. Yeah. Now, I'm not, again, chat, I'm not advocating what he did. I'm not saying that. I do not advocate violence against women. I got a wife. I got 2 daughters. I got nieces. I love them all. I'm not advocating that. I'm simply saying that this young man came up against a situation that he didn't know how to deal with. And a lot of us don't know how to deal with stuff. A lot of us don't. We don't necessarily do that, but we don't know how to deal with stuff. You know, when I was young, you know how I broke up with a girl? Yeah, I'll call you. I never called back.
Can I ask you something to be on a serious note? And I mean, this is Jack Spade and everybody in here.
Go ahead.
Like, I know we laughing and we joking, but let's flip it on this side. Okay. we got sisters, we got moms, we got aunts. What if that was your mom and your aunt in that situation?
I'd be furious. I'd be.
No, and it's a reason I'm saying this because we got people in here just thinking about the football side of it.
Right.
And this is my thing. Both families got to deal with this situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you got sisters or anybody in your family, I want y'all to think about this.
Yeah.
What if her life got threatened like that, where her car got rammed 2 or 3 times? She was in a situation with a guy that flew all the way across country and couldn't handle the fact that she said no. And practically, it was that situation. I'm going to be honest with you. How would y'all handle it? Because I know how I'm going to handle it, because I got a sister. I got nieces. And I got a little one that I inherited. I have a ready-made family. I inherited a little girl. Been here in her life since she was 1. And I'm letting you know now, and I have no problem with saying this. It ain't no allegedly with me. You mess with any of the women in my family, if they did not, now if they did something to you and started it, I ain't getting in it. That's y'all business. But if she does not start it and you decide to go off on that deep end, I'll just put it this way. I got medication that can tell you that I'm a little off from the Veterans Hospital. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Hey, man,
and you laughing, but you know what I'm telling you. Know I'm telling the truth though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
See,
sir.
well, how would you handle that situation? Because you, like you said, you got daughters.
Yeah.
And if they in a situation like that with a guy who pulls some stuff like that, as a father, how are you gonna handle that, sir?
I mean, you know how I'm gonna handle. You know exactly how I'm gonna handle. Like it, bro. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but we gotta let people know in the chat. It's 2 sides to this situation. We can't just take the football player side just because he play for us. We also got to look at the other side of the situation too.
And you're right. You are 100% right. My thing is, if you do that to anybody's family, I would imagine the response is going to be the same. You already know what the response is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into granular detail because
no, I'm not. I don't want you to. I just want to see how the fellas feel in there about that.
Yeah, you already know how it is. You first off, I look. This is, bro, I'm trying to be careful with what I say, okay?
Yes, sir.
But all I'm going to say is, between my family, my wife's family, I don't think they're going to make it out of Georgia. I just put it that way.
It's okay. They'll have you can say it like this, and it's totally, it's not bad. We all somebody get to see Jesus before we do. That's all you got to say.
I'm not even. But the point is,
I'm just joking.
And you make a good point. You make a good point that she does have a point of view, and it is awful. And I'm sure that's probably somebody looking for him right now. You know,
well, the police got to him before they could.
Truly, like that cop said, he's lucky to be alive. But look, with me, I got 3 grown sons, right? And the way I tell them, you know, if that woman hasn't stabbed you or tried to unalive you or whatever, I'm trying to be careful what I'm saying, guys. But if she hadn't went that far, right? Like when me and my wife got into an argument, right? She did, she do the hitting on your chest and all that and carrying on. I'm not going to hit a woman back because I know my strength. You know, if I hit a woman, I'm going to jail. You know, but I teach my sons, right? Unless a woman goes beyond that extent, walk away from it. Walk away from. I don't care who it is. Walk away from it. It's not worth it because they're going to take you. Right? If you respond, they're going to take you because if you hit her, you're definitely going to leave a mark.
And you're definitely going to leave a mark. If a woman, and I'm not talking about like hitting you in your chest, but if a woman physically attacks you, that's a red flag, man. That's not going to get
exactly.
That is not going to be better. And I'm telling you, you best to just walk away because again, on the right day.
If somebody hit you one time, leave them and trust who they are at that point.
Right. But like what you say, believe who they are, right, Ryan?
Believe who they are.
At that point, you have to, because I mean, this is the thing. You got some people that are so immature when it comes to relationships and how they handle stuff.
Yes.
It's just
yes.
It's dangerous. Like I tell people all the time. Now I'm blessed to have a lady, you know, hopefully, like I said, I got the rings and stuff here, so you know I'm looking at moving on.
Congratulations.
But listening to y'all stories, I'm having second thoughts.
No, don't say
I'm joking when I say, listen, I done spent all that money and been here. Nah, I'm good. But
Amen.
but
look, it's like you said earlier though, Ryan.
Yeah.
You see those signs while you're dating. You see those signs. You're living together. You see the signs, right?
Do you ignore those red flags?
Yeah, exactly. And see, like,
because here's the thing,
like you said,
y'all watch that show, Pop the Balloon for Love?
Yeah,
I've seen it online. Yeah.
One of the questions I like on there is, how do you handle conflict?
Mm-hmm.
And if I was single, I'm never going to be single because I love my wife and we're together forever. But if I were single, I would legitimately ask them, hey, how do you handle conflict? Because some people really, they don't know, right? They don't know exactly. I'm not talking about just a little disagreement. I'm talking about when you're mad, right? Like, do
drunk people, angry people tell you who they are,
right? But do you have a discussion to solve the issue, or is it you versus me? You get what I'm saying? Because if it's you versus me, and you're the kind of person that just only wants to get your point across, that's not going to get any better. I can tell you, that's not going to get any better. And it's funny because you got to talk about these things before you take it to the next step. You got to have these discussions like, okay, well, how do you feel about this? But it's important on how you handle conflict, because in a marriage, in a relationship, there's some days I'm going to be wrong. There's some days you're going to be wrong. And we got to make a commitment to each other to move forward. Right? We got to make a commitment to each other that, look, we're trying to build together. And you can't do that if, oh, well, you did this and, you know, you dealing with somebody that just thinks they're never wrong, or you think you're never wrong. A question I always ask people, and they don't know what I'm asking, but I ask, hey, are you the hero in every story you tell? Because if you are, I know right away you can never be wrong.
Right.
Like, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'm the villain. Sometimes I'm the bad guy. Right?
See, well, you're too nice to be the villain.
Oh no!
T-Will, you know what? I gotta make a joke, but I gotta also try to defend you in a sense too. You know, gotta look out for my fellow podcaster, but I know it's the truth.
But no, my brother, I love this song. I made him hate it, but hey, say goodbye to the bad guy. You know what I mean? The bad guy.
Right.
But the point is, whenever you retell something, nobody's 100% right the whole time. You get what I'm saying? And if you get out of that mindset that no, it's my way, or you know, it's 100% me, then you're better. You know what I mean? My wife and I have had arguments, and I look back at them 3-4 years later, those that I can remember. And I look at what I said, and I'm like, damn, I was wrong. But in the time, I felt like I was right. You know what I mean? At the time, I'm like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? You get a little older and more mature, and you're like, I probably could have said it this way. I probably could have done it this way. And if you have that mindset already, you can avoid stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And don't be ashamed. And I'm saying this because I've gotten help from it. And, you know, like I said, I had some situations in my relationship where we had to go to counseling for a few things. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
And I'm not marriage counseling. We had relationship counseling.
Counseling is
and
good.
I'm looking at, and I'm being honest, and I wasn't perfect. I keep that 100. But what I'm saying is, in this situation with JPJ, somebody got to pull him aside and say, "Hey, man, you got to get some counseling for your anger and your rage because of this. Because if like I said, if his circle is not able to tell him, you got to get somebody that's neutral, that's going to help this kid, talk to him and try to walk him through what did you mess up on, how did you mess up, and he's got to get some kind of help. Like it's nothing wrong with psychological help, ladies and gentlemen. We have been programmed in our community that's weak,
And
right.
And it took for me to, and I hate to say it, but it took for me to go to the VA to figure that out. I didn't realize how many problems I had till they started talking to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to hear nothing they said, because T Will, I was like, man, I'm fine.
You think it's to your point, a lot of us in our community, there's a stigma we have with therapy. Oh, that's
even if you don't spend money, go to the church and talk to a pastor.
There's
a neutral party.
I wasn't that one that was keen on going to talking to somebody, right? But I really didn't start rationing out what a relationship is until I literally started praying, right? I mean, I was not that guy, because I was like, wait a minute, why am I going to talk to this person? This person got more problems than what I got. That was my mindset. So when I actually prayed about it, I actually started studying, right? My father-in-law grabbed me, and we actually started studying. I started praying, and that's when I started like, hey, if we can't talk about it like folk, we ain't talking about it at all. That's the mindset I had got into. Now, if you want to sit down and talk about it, I'm that guy. I can sit down and talk with the best of them, but we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about it like folk. We ain't going to do no yelling. We ain't going to do no fighting. Because you don't hear it. When you start doing that type of stuff, you do not hear each other, right? You reacting to what that person is saying. You're not listening to what they're saying. Correct. So my thing was, I prayed about it, right? Whenever conflict I run into, I pray about it first, and then I go in with the mindset of listening first as opposed to responding. It's a personal preference of whether or not you go talk to somebody. It helps some people out. I think James Pearce Jr. didn't have that. He didn't have it from way back when. He didn't have it where he needed it probably from the first time it happened. But I think people just kind of like, because he was that athlete, that kind of swept it under the rug. Didn't
those are the ones who, and truthfully, those are the ones who struggle with it the most, because they don't know what no is.
I think it's like that crazy friend. We all got a crazy friend that, we still deal with them. Yep. And then, but when they do something crazy, it's always like, wow.
Hey, you know what, Eric? I know who you're talking about. So go ahead.
Well, it depends on how far they go too, though. So
they go, they always go. It's definitely overboard. It's always like, wow. Right. But we knew they was crazy in the first place. I think that's the
let me tell you something.
Actually think they will go that far. So.
My brother doesn't want to give details, but he's 100% right. Trust me.
Yeah.
T Will, you know what this feel like right now?
Hey, when he says wow, I'm talking, and Eric, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm talking shoot a cockroach with a shotgun over.
Yeah.
Wow.
That.
Like what?
Damn, bro, for real.
How did you get there?
Pandemic, you know what this feel like? This don't even feel like us breaking news anymore. This right now feels more like a comedic therapy session at this point, because we're talking about some real life situation, but we're finding some laughs in it. And sometimes I know we break Falcon content all the time. We talk about this team. We all in competition with each other. But sometimes I feel like we need to have stuff like this to be open to talk about certain things, to let people know, like, look, we're not just content creators, we humans too. And we talk about the same stuff that everybody else does. And for some of us, we've gone through some stuff just like y'all. So at the end of the day, it's about us as a Falcon community being able to not just be pissed off when we lose, jump high when we win, but to really have conversation to really start understanding life. And you don't know who you're going to be helping out at this point.
And helping each other. And that, you know what, Ryan, that's such a great point. Because look it, man, unfortunately, guess what? Next week, it's going to be somebody that does the same thing, but they're not going to be a football player. And they're probably not going to live through the experience.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
It's going to be so. You know, again, my thing is to anybody within the sound of our voice. Look, man, it is nothing that is that serious.
Right.
It is nothing that is that serious that if you walk away from, you know what I mean? You can get another girl. You can get another car. You can replace money, but you know what you can't replace? You can't replace time. You will never get another February the 8th, 2026 at 2:41 a.m. You won't get another.
Right.
It won't happen.
Time in life.
There you go. So time
Jesus.
is the one constant that one commodity you can't replace. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about making a decision that's going to take time away from you. Right. That's what, at the end of the day, man, look, I hope the young man gets his life together. But three or four, a bunch of lives got impacted today because what about those kids that were looking at JPJ that said, you know what, I can be like him. And now they can't say that anymore. Right. Now they don't want to say that anymore. You just discouraged somebody. And again, I said this earlier, you'll never be a man if you don't see a man. If you can't, and again, I love Tubi. It's a guilty pleasure. I love me some Tubi. I do. There's a part of me. There's a part of me that is very hood.
It sounds like you love Tubi, like you love Mrs. T. Will. You better be careful with that.
Let me tell you something. I don't love nobody or nothing like I love Mrs. Wilson. But let me tell you something.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man. I'm a little hood. I am a little hood. I'm a little hood. And
don't feel bad, T. Will. I be watching Tubi too, so you ain't the only one.
You know what I mean? But you see the same story, and I get so tired of seeing the movie about the drug dealer. Even though I watch it, I get tired of
McGraw Avenue.
We don't have to be just ball players and singers. We can do other things, right? And it's important that when you have somebody, because Lord knows how many challenges that JPJ had to go through just to get to where he was, and I'm
sure it was a lot
to make it, and then to have the devil just take it all away on one afternoon because you was mad because you didn't get your way because you basically threw a grown ass man tantrum. Okay, at the end of the day, this was a tantrum. I'm not gonna get my way, so I'm gonna crash your car. I'm gonna run over you, police officer, because you're not gonna take that away from me. And now you lost everything. It's sad, man. It is sad. But anyway,
and it's funny you say that because I where I supervise at, right? I got a crew of I got a crew of about 25, right? Of those 25, 18 of them are men, right? And they're the only ones, the men. The women come to work and do just fine. No bickering, no arguing, no disagreements, no complaining, and they keep their scores up, they perform well, and they go home. But it's the men that crashes out, right? Okay, if you got a complaint, okay, I do that. Come talk to me. Come talk. I'll listen to you. But if you come to me crashing out, right? Oh, and they hate when I tell them this. Look, I don't deal with emotional little boys,
right?
So if you're gonna come talk to me, you come to me, talk to me like folk.
Right.
Oh man, I don't know how many times I have ended up in HR because they don't want to say it. I don't call them a little boy. And I'm like, for real, man. I said, this is the reason why I don't address how you guys act and complain. Because I got the women who I don't hear nothing from.
Right.
That are performing well. Scores. I mean, they do what they're supposed to do. But it's you young guys that are coming in here, you want to complain I'm talking about literally all night long.
Don't want to listen.
They don't want to listen. And they ask you for help, but when you give them the help, they don't want to hear it. They try to find the easy way out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you just do it the way I tell you to do it, you do just like these women are doing.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. But no, they try to find a shortcut. And I'm like, these women are working the same system you guys are working on. Why are they succeeding and you're not?
Right.
Right. I mean, like you look at James Pearce Jr., right? You have to wonder, because they have what they call these PR consultants that they deal with, right? So I wonder if they just worry about their image, or do they really care about these kids coming into the NFL? Because
they don't care about these kids. It's a straight business, man.
I don't think so either. Because once you take a 20-year-old kid, right? And truth be told, us men, we're not considered adults mentally until we're like really 25. Women are considered women 18 years old.
That form of the brain that assesses risk does not form until you're 25. That's where the phrase young and dumb comes from, because you literally, until you're 25, you cannot accurately assess risk.
Right,
so
right.
That's where that comes from. Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Go
ahead. And I mean, we have to wonder why these people are only worried about these guys, these young men's image, right? Because if you, like I said, these guys are typically between the ages of 20, 23, 24 years old. And you take millions of dollars, not thousands, but millions of dollars, and put into the young man's hand. It's only going to heighten the child in them and not the adult, right? They're going to want to buy everything under the sun. They're going to buy, they're going to go out there and buy every pair of shoes, which is nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you have to get what comes with the territory, right? You got to still make those smart decisions.
You have to be mature enough to handle it. But I got to be careful here. And Ryan spoke to this. It's not their job to raise these men, right? It is.
I understand.
The job of your parent, right? I said this a long time ago, and I love it. He was like, "My parents are not." He said, "My heroes are not ball players. My hero is my father."
Right, exactly.
And that is, show me your hero. And I'm not talking about what you say in class when you about your real hero, and I will show you who you are. Right. Show me who you really look up to, and I will show you who you are. And the bottom line is, your heroes can't be in Hollywood.
Right.
Your
exactly.
Should
and you're absolutely right.
Your heroes should start in home. It's like those people who complain about the teachers when they go to these schools. Okay, first of all, PTA, the P is first. It's parent teacher.
Right. There you go.
If you send your child to school and your child can't read, that's on you.
Right.
That's
right.
On you. Right.
Right.
My second grade year, going into third grade, my parents said, "Son, you have to learn your times tables by third grade."
Right.
So you really don't get a summer, because every day you're going to write your multiplication tables.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day. Let me tell you something. I hated that. And I'm going to be real with you. I hated them that summer.
Right.
They made me do that because when I went to third grade, I understood multiplication. Because if you don't understand multiplication, you can't understand division.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That you don't understand, then as you advance, it's going to be more difficult. And what I'm saying is, a lot of these parents don't want to necessarily be parents to these kids. They want to be friends. Right?
That part.
It's your job to make sure your child can read by the time they go to school. It's your job to make sure that your child does their homework when they come home. It's your job to get them a tutor if you don't have that. So what I'm saying is, yes, they do look at them as commodities, but it is not their job. And Ryan was 100% right. We need a community where we raise our young men. But the problem, Ryan, is not like when we grew up.
Right.
If I see two kids fighting, I can't break that up. I saw my father break up fights and take belt to some kids.
But it's like you say, it's a different day. It's a different day and age now, where if you break up, most kids can't even fight now. Let's just be honest. Most of them don't even know how to throw a punch. Only thing a lot of them know how to do is pull out their pistol.
Right.
It's not even that though. Not even that though. The aunties can't raise you no more. You can't whoop somebody else's kid no more. They finna come down there and say they finna come whoop you if you whoop their kids now.
And you know what's crazy? Like, we sitting here talking about JPJ. I'm gonna say it like this: James 1:19. slow. He's be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry.
Yes.
Right.
And here's the thing: in this situation, that young man was quick to anger.
Yes.
And that right there. And the crazy part about it is, James 1:19 could that Bible verse could save a ton of lives. Period.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That can save a ton of lives, because boy, when you talk about young men and how we are, and T Will, you just expressed it. A lot of young men don't have outlets to express that energy. Even if they're not athletic, they don't have that way to express that energy. I give you this, and then I'm gonna slide on out of here. Y'all remember hearing about the old great fighter Archie Moore, legendary champ?
Yep.
Archie Moore started a boxing academy for young men, even though everybody wasn't going to be a fighter, but he had something for them where he would allow them to exert that energy that you're speaking on.
Yes.
And he would teach them a move, but he also was teaching them, like, okay, you got to sweep the kitchen floor and I'll show you this move, or you got to watch this, you got to do this. He was teaching them responsibilities as well as teaching them how to defend themselves. But at the same time, it was teaching discipline for unstable young men, because he was he even said it himself, he was a little bit of a rascal because he got sent to a detention center as a kid.
Right.
And he didn't want kids to follow what he had done. And that was why he made sure that he felt like every boy could be something. All you got to do is invest into them.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of guys that came out of there, whether they were pro athletes or if they weren't pro athletes, they were great people that was in the military. There's a lot of kids that he touched.
Right.
So again, we got to start having programs like that, and we got to start doing things like that around the community to try to help this generation at this point. Because I'm gonna say this, and I'm done. For all you folks out here that's Falcon fans, and you black professionals that are out here that run with the crowd and got all your money, what the hell good is all your money and all your connections that you have, and you're not helping groom these kids that's coming up afterwards? You can help. I'm not telling you to give money. I'm not telling you to do that. But why not invest into a program to where you can teach these kids a skill, a trait, or something to help them out and teach them discipline? You take that pistol out, you take the pistol out of their hand and give them something to work towards and look towards. Trust me, we won't have as many problems. You won't see too many JPJs.
Yeah, go ahead.
But here's one of the things when you were talking about programs, right? The fallout of where all these programs happen, right? A lot of that stuff came from the city, the government, so like people put a lot into voting, the reasons why we vote, right? So I know you will, and I know y'all been around when PAL League was around, Police Athletic League, right? That was that one program that kept black inner city schools out, school-age kids out of the street. Because once they came home, it was go to football practice, go to baseball practice, basketball practice, go down to the gym or whatever, and then it was time to come home, eat, and go to bed. So they didn't have time to get in no trouble. They were too tired to do anything else. So it was like when they started taking programs like that out of the city, that's when you started seeing the fallout of the youth, right? Because there was nothing else to do. I grew up in East Lake Meadow, so the one thing that we had to do, they took away from. They took that out. I mean, once they got rid of the 13-foot basketball goals, that was it. That was it. So we put a lot into these people that we have put in the office, saying that the voting into these, that's where it starts at, right? There was no reason in the world for them to go run through the city of Atlanta, especially the city of Atlanta, and got rid of all of these rec parks where these people went to shoot basketball, right? Bedford Pines, they got rid of that. Drew Ray, East Lake Park, they got rid of that. It was plenty of places where these kids could go shoot basketball and have that outlet. Like me, like now I have a boxing bag. That's where I release all my energy at. And depending on how I hit that bag, my wife knows how mad I am because it radiates through the house, right? So she'll come down and check me, like, "You okay?" That type of thing. Right. So, but the thing my point, what I'm being made is that we talk about these programs, right? But even if we put these programs here, right, a lot of that funding comes from people that who don't put the programs together, like from the city, from the county, from the government. A lot of that funding comes from that. The bulk of it comes from that. So the thing is, we have, as people, right, we got to put the right people in place and hold them accountable, and that's easier said than done.
We do.
Once you start,
I agree.
Once you start seeing people in place doing things for the money,
right. I agree, but I think that ultimately we've gotten away from some values.
For sure.
I can remember if I got in trouble at school, everybody on my block knew about it. Okay. Sister so-and-so saw you. Now, what's this I hear about you doing this in school? And I knew I was going to get a whooping from my parents. Let me tell you, that is the worst feeling. When you know you're going to get a whooping at home, that is the worst feeling, because you're out there around your friends trying to put on that brave face. You watching that, you know, mama and daddy going to tear that, and you're going to get a whooping from both. Okay? I was in my household. You did not get there was not a singular disciplinarian session. Okay?
Right.
Just saying. But there was, again, adults would talk to the kids. Hey, what about this? And what about that? And there was more of a combined interest to where now we live in silos.
Right.
You know what I mean? At best, I speak to my neighbors.
Right,
I've had one or two in my house, but now I don't know everybody on my block. And that's just, as a society, we have become siloed. We live in our own little bubbles. You know what I mean?
Right.
We care about the stuff that we care about, but as a community, we don't care collectively about each other. And that is what has to change. Look, sometimes you might. I used to, when I was younger and I could see my waist and I was in better shape, I'd get outside and play, touch football with these kids in the community, just so they could have somebody to spend time with them and I found out about a lot of stuff just playing with these kids, and they tell me about this, and I would encourage them and stuff like that. You don't see that anymore.
Right.
So,
kids don't even play in the neighborhood.
They don't. They really don't.
I think I was probably.
don't.
I'm 30. I just turned 39. So I was the last to know what it feels like to ride a bicycle, walk around the block, play pickup football with the kids on the other street or whatever, our street versus your street. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. And T Will, I agree with you on 100% on that. But I bet money you used to try to finagle your way out of all them ass whoopings you took too. I bet money on that.
It didn't work.
Look, why do y'all, ladies and gentlemen, why do y'all think T Will is so slick with his wordplay? He's so convincing. T Will was in the house with a preacher, and look, and most preachers, and I'm not saying yours, because I'm just speaking on most preachers are slick with their wordplay, and you not finna pull nothing on them, because most of them was hustlers. Most of them was hustlers and pimps and players before they found Jesus. I hope y'all understand that. So T Will, you wasn't getting out of that butt whooping.
Hey, look.
I used to be like, I love you, mama. Come on. I love you, mama. I love.
Yeah. What she tell you? I love you too, but guess what? I'm finna help you get back to Jesus, and we gonna love each other again. Come on over here, get this whooping.
See, my dad was that. He was that preacher, right? He was that preacher, but my dad was he was too busy making kids, right? He got 22 that we know of. But
wow,
he got 22.
Wow.
And I think that's, I ain't gonna say it's a tip of the iceberg, but I think it's still out there, because every time somebody passes.
Which one are you?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm the third by my mom.
Okay.
Let's put it like that. But every time somebody passes away, even to date, every time somebody passes away, another one pops up. And here just recently, well, I take that back. Let's put it like this in perspective. Every time I had a child being born or my wife was pregnant, my dad had one either born or had one pregnant.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
AT Will, you know what that mean, right?
No, sir. No, sir.
Right.
No, sir.
Hold up. It was the 3rd of September.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm gonna say. The day I'll always remember.
Yes,
Hey, man,
Yes,
look,
I do.
I think my dad was in the studio when that song was made. I tell you.
Hey, man, T
I
Will,
don't know
thank
what
y'all
it
for
was
having
about my
me.
dad.
Hey, Ryan.
And
Hey, Ryan, tell these folks where they can find you, brother.
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me on, man. It's been very enlightening with y'all brothers. If y'all have not hit that like and subscribe button for this channel, please hit the like and subscribe button for this channel. This brother works his tail off and definitely provides great insight. And you know, we love to tap in from time to time. But you can catch myself and the Magnificent Birdcage crew on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. or unless we have serious situations that came up. I was on a little earlier before T Will came on, but I had to stop by, show my guys some love tonight. Birdcage LLC, YouTube, 8 p.m. on Thursdays. As I always say up in here, man, you either get right or you get left. Apparently, JPJ ain't got his ass right, so he about to get left right up in that jail cell. So the only thing I can do is pray for this brother, and I just hope that he gets his life right, because at this point right now, if you don't have your family and your circle around you, you literally are alone. So you know what? Let's pray that this brother can get his life right and understand that you have to understand what no is. And right now, it's just a tough time for Falcon fans. We gonna get through this. We got through Vic, we got through Ridley. Y'all just stay tuned and let's see how this plays out. Thank y'all for having me on. Ghost.
Appreciate you. Hey, Brian.
Appreciate you, Ryan.
He's gone. Yep. He's gone. Hey, yeah, fellas, we got to go because I know my wife.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock.
She's gonna be so mad at me. She's going to be so mad at me. She's gonna be. It did not take 4 hours. Oh my.
Oh God. Man. But man, I tell you what.
On your couch.
I'm waiting on the fist to come swinging in the screen. That's the only reason I'm still here.
I might be the place to stay here.
Oh man.
We've been on this podcast for 4 hours.
And 4 hours.
I know she
golly.
But
and don't even seem like it.
We just had to talk about it, man. Sometimes
I mean,
this stuff, man.
It came out with a breaking news, and now it was a bonding. It ended up being a bonding moment.
You finna be T Will tonight. I don't give a damn what you talking about, nigga. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'm gonna blame it on T Will. T Will wouldn't end the show, baby. He would not end the show. All he had to do was end the show. He just wouldn't end it.
It was the end stream. He just refused to do it. He held me hostage. He wouldn't let me do it.
Man.
I promise you, Jack ain't said a word about an hour. Jack, you there? Jack is asleep.
Yeah, Jack, I just got finished playing 2K.
What? Okay.
I'm about to say he a gamer, man. He probably like my son.
I heard that.
My son stay up all night, all day. I'm talking about, dude.
Well, hey.
I mean, the only time he sleep is like an hour or two before work, and then he gets up and go to work, and then he come back and get right back on the game.
I heard that, brother. Hey, Fandemic, tell these folks where they can find you, man.
Falcon fans, it is what it is, man. T Will, man, appreciate it. Allow me to share the platform with you.
Of course.
Wish it was better news, but Falcon fans, what can you do? What can you do? I mean,
you can't.
It's a setback. It's a major setback. Hopefully, it'll work itself out for better reasons. We got the good GM in the building, so hopefully he can find a way around it and replace him. But like I said, T Will, man, appreciate you having me on, sharing the platform with you guys, man. Guys, you haven't already hit that like button 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I wish you could, but at least hype this video up too once it ends. At least do that. That'll help them out. So, like I said, man, y'all can find me at Atlanta Falcons Fandemic on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I'll be on again tomorrow to help finish up my show because I didn't finish my show because of James Pearce Jr. So I come up with part 2 tomorrow, maybe even Monday to finish it out. Guys, I appreciate it once again. I learn every time I get on here. I learn something from you guys. I appreciate it, and I look forward to being on here again.
Hey man, as always, we love having you. And you know, if my wife don't kick my ass when I get off this podcast, I'll be on tomorrow. But you know, I might be on with the camera off. I'm just saying.
I'll leave the porch light on.
He gonna have on shades tomorrow.
Oh man!
Just don't chase it down in the Lexus and have the local police on your ass. You know,
man, what?
Yeah, brother. I'm worried about her down with the Lexus. What you talking about? I'm worried about her chasing me. I'm not stupid enough to tell. What are you talking about?
Man.
Anyway, Eric, tell
but I appreciate it, T. Will, and I catch y'all on the next one, man.
We'll see you next time, brother.
Peace.
Eric, tell these folks where they can find you, man.
Oh man, Terry and Eric show whenever we decide to go live.
Okay.
Well, we going Tuesday?
Yeah, probably Tuesday.
Tuesday, 6 o'clock, I believe.
Whatever, man. I want to cuss, but I'm not. Hey, Jack, tell these folks where they can find you, man.
Oh man, one time for the fan. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, pretty much everywhere, man. Wherever you get your podcast, wherever you can get your social media. One time for the fan on Instagram. Great having this conversation with everybody. Just very disappointed it was plagued by some negative news. But at the end of the day, you know, we just love talking Falcons and anything Falcons related. We're going to talk about it. Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 8, Friday mornings, breakfast for one time for the fan, 9:30 or so. But this is great having the opportunity to chop it up with everybody. And yeah, we just got to move on to another day. I got to be up for golf in like 4 hours, so I might get to bed, man.
Yeah, get some sleep, man. You know, low hated when you're late. So
nah, Low he ain't gonna be out there tomorrow. But
okay, because you know
he's gonna be out there tomorrow. But you know, big shout to Big Low, big shout to everybody in the chat, big shout to all the fans that tuned in tonight. I'm sure everybody's all disappointed, but as Falcon fans, we got to move forward. The executives and the right people behind the scenes will take care of the Pearce situation, but you know, we're Falcon fans for life. Rise up.
There you go. Rise up. Well, hey, to everybody. So, thank you guys so much for joining us. Wait, Eric, did you tell them where they can find you? Did you? I don't know.
Yeah,
he did. Okay, you're probably in another dimension, still awake while you're sleeping. To
I'm worried about when I get out of here and I got to use the bathroom. I'm really worried about that. But anyway, because I got to go through the bedroom.
I mean, it's been 4 hours. You got a bottle or something next to your damn table or something? It's been a minute, T-Will.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Anyway, man, hey, thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate you. To everybody who joined us in the chat, we appreciate you guys. We are all disappointed Falcon fans. We're going to get through this together. Look, at a certain point, this just became about a conversation, a fellowship. Just, man, we're all trying to get through it, man. We all trying to get through it. We're all disappointed. We all got experiences. And at the end of the day, the crux of this conversation was walk away. Look, if you find yourself in that situation, just walk away. Walk away and live to fight, argue, whatever, another day. Okay? Peace be unto you. God bless y'all. Thank you to everyone who joined us in the chat. Could have been anywhere in the world. Chose to be with us. Jack Spade, Brother Eric Parker, thank y'all for helping me get my start in this business. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. Go Falcons. Y'all be good, man. And we might see y'all tomorrow. If I'm still alive.
You're going to wake up with the Super Bowl.
Good night, everybody.
Stay out of
ATL. Through the highs and the heartbreaks, we still stand. Dirty birds forever. Let's get it. Year after year, we've been riding through the storm. Red and black in my veins, that loyalty was swung. We don't fold, we don't run, even when the pain hits. Cause every loss just reminds us what greatness is. We show up cold nights or the Georgia sun. Cause every Sunday we believe that our time gon' come. We ain't perfect, but we faithful and we never switch. We the city of the A, yeah, we built for this. We don't need pretty words, just heart on the field we deserve. Put the work in, earn that glory. Bring our city back to the story. We'll ride till the wheels fall off. We ain't never gonna break. Win or lose, we stand tall. 48, you can doubt us, talk loud, but we still hold steady. Cause we here and we faithful and we always ready. It's the dirty, prove the dirty. If you bout it, then prove the dirty. We'll believe when you fight for the city.